What is up, everybody? We are live, live. What's going on there, everybody? Looks like we got a couple people in here. News Now NME. Tell them to tase you. It charges most phones. Aren't we funny, News Now NME? Low Dimes, good morning to you as well. All right, so give me just a few moments, guys. This is going to be a live court date in Taylor. We're going to get there, but I'm going to do something, so give me just a minute. I'll be right back. What's up, Muted Voodoo? What's up, Prairie? Good morning. I'm just doing something on my other phone, so give me just a minute, guys. Here, I'll play this for you while you're waiting. Oh, hold on. Mm-hmm. I lied. I don't have anything to play for you. All right, let's add to the stream. Hello. All right, give me just a second. All right, you guys can hear me, right? All right, so there we go. Yeah, I had to do this weird way so that I could get you guys up there. Hold on. Well, shoot, I won't be able to control anything in the show, just so you guys know, because the way I have to do this. But I'm going to go live on Zoom Court. If you guys didn't see, click on the link in the pinned comment, and you guys can kind of see where we're at and where we're going with all this. So it might be quiet up until we go to court, which is in a half hour, and this should be a lot of fun. Because if you check the recap video that's in the pin comment, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, but Echoing Prairie says. Well, yeah. Again, guys, I'm doing this from two phones, so bear with me. But yeah, court is at 8:30. I don't know what we're gonna do until then, but all right, I know. Here, I'll get a couple of videos loaded up for you guys. Give me a few minutes. I'll have some videos for you. Here, I'm just gonna play you what happened on the last, or one of the last court dates. One of the very first arraignment. Give me just one more second, guys. Appreciate it.
So, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Can
Hi.
you hear me?
I can hear you.
My name is Jim Gazicki. I'm an attorney. I've been appointed to assist you today. You're charged with interfering with a police officer under city ordinance, which is a violation that carries a maximum punishment of 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You do have a right to a trial by a judge or a jury. At the trial, there's a presumption of innocence, a right to remain silent, a right to confront your accusers, ask them questions, present a defense, and have the assistance of an attorney throughout the proceedings, with one being appointed if you cannot afford one. I'm just filling out a form as we're talking here.
Okay. Well, you did say I have the right to be presumed innocent, correct?
That's correct. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Okay. And does that mean I'm innocent of all the elements of a crime?
Whoa. Back off. There's a presumption that everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
You're charged with violating the law, all right? But that doesn't mean you're guilty. The only way it'd be considered that you're guilty of it is, one, if you entered a plea of guilty, or number two, if a judge or a jury found you guilty. So that's where that is, okay?
Well, that didn't address the question. The question was, you just said that I'm presumed innocent till proven guilty, correct? Am I presumed innocent of all the elements of a charge?
Yes.
Okay, are one of those elements jurisdiction?
One of those what?
Are one of those elements jurisdiction?
Jurisdiction is a separate issue, but why you're saying the court doesn't have jurisdiction over this?
Well, I didn't make that claim. I was just asking the questions.
No, if there is a question of jurisdiction of the court or venue of the court, those are separate issues that could be brought up to have the action removed from this court.
Well, I definitely like to see the factual evidence of jurisdiction.
Well, you're putting the cart in front of the horse. First of all, today the purpose is to advise you of what the charge is and advise you of your rights. Okay. From this date forward, what I'm going to do is request discovery so that I can get a copy of the police video cameras and whatever evidence they have.
Okay.
All right. Once I get this,
well, are you aware there is a video of the incident? And then the other thing I want to clarify, I just need to make sure I'm going to be able to speak for myself in the court.
Well, you don't want an attorney?
Well, I'd be happy to have you as standby counsel or as counsel, but I will I will not allow you to speak for me, no. Okay,
then you do not want to be represented by an attorney.
Well,
is what you're saying.
In Michigan, the courts are allowed to appoint you standby counsel or an attorney to be counsel. I've been through this before, so I know.
Yeah, well, right now, like I said, we got to do it step by step, okay?
Okay, and then
the question is this: so we're clear. You do not want to be represented by an attorney, but you want to ask the court if you could have a standby attorney.
Well, I just don't know the rules of procedure for, evidence and everything like that, so that I could use some assistance with. But as far as speaking, no, I will speak for myself in a court of law. And then I also had a couple other questions. It did say that this Zoom court was being recorded, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so then there naturally would be no objection to me making my own recording?
I think there is, that you cannot record stuff without the court's permission. I believe that is the rule, but we can ask the judge that. I can get that clarified.
Yeah, because
before we go any further, I'll get that clarified. Okay? So just hold on. Let me double check what the court rule is on it.
Well, I mean, it's 8.115, and then they might have an actual order, but it has to be consistent with the Michigan Supreme Court rule, which is 8.115, which just states that you're not allowed to live stream in a courtroom. But as far as video recording, you have to have the consent of the individuals for their privacy. But I just wish to make an audio-only recording, which I'm doing right now. So if there's any objection, I can stop that. But unless there's an objection and a reasonable objection, I'd be willing to consider reasonable objections.
Okay. You're asking then that if you can make an audio recording,
Well,
right?
I'm making the audio recording right now. If
Right.
there's
You
an
want to
objection,
know if
right?
you can continue.
Right.
I have no objection to you recording me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I'm going to
But
be
you
threatened
wanna
with
do it in
violence, I
open
will
court.
stop.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
sir, please. One of us can only talk at a time, and I want to make sure that we're going the right direction. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You indicated you're not familiar with the procedures and stuff like that, and that's what I'm trying to clarify right now to make sure that we're in line with court procedure. Now, I just want to, you're not asking the court to videotape, you're just asking the court to record the audio during the proceedings, right?
Well, I'm giving them the courtesy to let them know I'm making my own audio recording, but if they have an objection to it, then they need to let me know, because I don't want to be threatened with more violence.
That's what I got, that's what I'm going to check on.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. So just hold on. Spoke with the judge, and he said no as far as recording the audio.
And
That's an issue we can take up at the pretrial. Today, all we're doing is the arraignment to advise you of the charge and what your rights are.
and
Okay?
so what happens?
And also to get,
What happens if I do insist on a recording?
you take it up with the judge. If the judge says no, and you tell the judge you're still doing it, he could hold you in contempt.
Well, I don't feel safe without a recording.
You can take that up with the judge. When we go in front of the judge right now,
I mean,
I'll reiterate your concern. So you got to let me finish talking when you ask me a question. We'll go in front of the judge. I'm going to advise him. I advise you of your rights and the charges against you. I'm also going to advise the judge that I instructed you what the court told me, that you cannot record. You do not feel comfortable with that, and that you, again, is asking the court for permission to record your audio.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing. I mean, according to the judicial canons, he is supposed to be fair and impartial, right?
Yep.
And then,
So
yeah, and then we also have to get the jurisdiction issue settled as well, and we have to get that settled.
what's the issue? What's the issue on the jurisdiction?
Well,
Let me explain. When you ask something, the jurisdiction is you're charged with violation of a city ordinance that happened in the city of Taylor. This court has jurisdiction over all incidents in the city of Taylor, so they have jurisdiction to hear violations of city ordinance. So what issue are you raising about as far as jurisdiction?
Well, I'd like to see factual evidence of the jurisdiction, because the geographic
What do
area.
you mean by What do you mean by factual evidence?
Well, you're an attorney. You do know. I mean,
No, you're talking in circles. I told you what I'm doing is I'm going to submit an order for a copy of the videos and police report. Is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm referring to, I'd like to see factual evidence of jurisdiction, because at this point, the defendant, or the plaintiff in this case, is the city of Taylor, which, if the city of Taylor, if I did them wrong, or if I did something wrong to the city of Taylor, I'd be happy to apologize to the city of Taylor. If I did something wrong, the only thing that's going to be on the opposite side of that courtroom are state actors, a prosecutor and a police officer, correct?
I've been doing this 40 years, and you got me totally confused on what you want.
Okay, well,
Okay.
let me just break this down.
I'm telling you this. What? Go ahead.
Well, let me just ask you a few simple, basic, logical questions. The only people on the opposite side of that courtroom from me that are bringing the charges are a prosecutor, which is a state actor, and then a police officer, which is a state actor, correct?
Correct.
Okay, are they aware of what Section 241, Section 242, Title 18, deprivation of rights under color of law? Are they aware of that?
I have no idea where you're going with that, sir. I have no idea where you're going with this.
Well, I need to make sure that we get to the bottom of this and we know who's guilty of criminal behavior here. So if they really want this fight,
you're raising issues like I told you that I don't know where you're going with this. All right, I explained to you, first of all, as far as jurisdiction goes, yes, they are state actors. The officers are employed by the city of Taylor. This incident is alleged to happen in the city of Taylor. Therefore, this court has jurisdiction over incidents like this.
Well,
so I don't know what factual stuff you're referring to.
Well, we have no victim. We have nothing to establish jurisdiction at this point other than geographic area, which is not, that doesn't cover 100% of what
You're making
jurisdiction
no
is.
sense, sir. You're making no sense. You have a complaint from a police officer.
A state actor.
That's how things have been going in this country for 200 years, okay? So I don't know where you're going with this argument. I'm lost as to what you're saying.
Well,
if you know another attorney that's on board what you're saying, maybe we can get the court to a point down, because I don't know where you're going with this argument. It makes no sense.
Well, it's not an argument. I just simply ask questions.
And I gave you the answer, what it is.
Well, and those answers conflict with what I've been told by other legal professionals, so I'm trying to get to the truth.
And get those other legal professionals, because I don't know where they're coming from.
All I want to do is make sure that I get a fair and meaningful hearing, and all I want to do is be left alone.
You're going to get a fair and impartial hearing, all right? If you want to represent yourself, you have a right to do that, okay? They can only use competent and legal evidence against you, and that's why you have a trial. And at that trial is where you'll have your chance to have your day in court.
Well, I've been told
so
that...
we're going to go back. Listen, we're going to go back into court right now. I'm going to advise the court, like I told you, that I advise you of the charge and your rights. I'm going to ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf and set this matter for a pre-trial.
Well, I still don't want that to be done either. I just want them to leave me alone.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into court and I'm going to ask the judge that if I can withdraw and somebody else be appointed to represent you, because you're not making any sense in what you're asking for.
Okay, well, that's fair.
You're none at all. All right?
Well, if I'm not making sense, then yeah, that's fair.
Pardon?
I said if I'm not making sense...
We'll go back into court.
Okay. I'm wondering if you could go on YouTube and actually go to the Taylor court and see, because they said it's on YouTube. So what's to stop somebody from screen recording on YouTube?
Because they don't want you to record
that. No. What I'm saying is, what I mean is, like, if you were to, let's say you were to go on YouTube right now and screen record it, right? There would be nothing that stops you from doing. No, I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying, but nothing would, like, you could do that if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Right. So they don't know who's making the recording. Is my point.
Yeah.
So good luck proving I'm gonna get them.
Okay, Mr. People versus Lanto. Your Honor, James Gizicki, I'm asking the court right now if I could withdraw on this matter. I don't think I could adequately help Mr. Lanto in his legal arguments, because I'm not familiar with the issues in it. And
I appreciate it.
So, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My name is Jim Gizicki. I'm an attorney. I've been appointed to assist you today. You're charged with interfering with a police officer under city ordinance, which is
All right, welcome to the show, Broken. What's up? Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yeah. Anyways, that was the meeting with Mr. James Gizicki. I'm going to be having to get off this. Well, I'm still going to keep the live stream going so you guys can hear what happens in court, but I'm going to have to use a phone to access a link on Zoom. So you're going to be missing me. It's going to go quiet. If anybody comes in, they start asking what's going on. If the folks in chat can be kind enough just to let them know we're waiting for Zoom court, because we're going to live stream this Zoom court. So we're really going to push the envelope since They said that there was no recording in court. There's no recording allowed. And they said he can't record, but then lots of folks did record it, and they shared it, and they published it. So we might as well live stream it, right? Anyways, if you heard what that attorney said, that attorney was acting as if he had no clue what I was talking about. Now, let's see what another attorney says about this whole jurisdiction thing, shall we? Let's see what another attorney, because she knew what I was talking about. She knew what I was talking about here. Let's see what she has to say.
Just relay that you will be asking for proof that she does have jurisdiction.
You will be asking for proof that she does have jurisdiction. Okay? That wasn't, oh, hey, you know, what is jurisdiction? Oh, we have it. You know, don't worry about it. We have jurisdiction. Okay? I'm loading up a second clip here that'll shed more light on this jurisdiction argument. Did you guys watch the recap video, by the way? That it was supposed to be pinned in the comment. I got 10 minutes before I got to access that Zoom link. I'm gonna kill some time, guys. And we're gonna get a second video that sheds light on this whole jurisdiction issue. Is it a big deal? Well, it's a big deal in military courts. It's a big deal in international courts. Why wouldn't it be a big deal at a state court level? Right? That's the question. Okay, so here's that video one more time from an attorney who didn't ask me what jurisdiction is. So one attorney had no clue what I was talking about. Here's an attorney. Let's play these two clips.
Just relay that you will be asking for proof that she does have jurisdiction. That you will be asking for a jury trial if, in fact, she is able to establish that.
Yeah.
That you will be asking for a jury trial if, in fact, she is able to establish that.
Yeah. So it wasn't, oh, hey, we have jurisdiction. The attorney said, you know, you will be asking for a jury trial if she is able to establish that she has jurisdiction. It wasn't, oh, they have jurisdiction. She did not answer that way. Why the different answers from the different attorneys? Maybe this is why they don't want recording in their courts. Maybe. So anyways, guys, we're just killing time. That's incorrect. My sister does not raise the kids. Come on, silly. You've been told that. You have been told that, but that's not factual. So she claims to raise one of my kids, but she did it because she wants to take credit for raising my kid. That's it. Are you guys really here to hear about my kids? No. You're here for court. You're here for Zoom court. You're here to hear what happens in Taylor firsthand. That's what you're here for. That is what you're here for, right? So yeah, we're gonna listen to court. But yeah, my sister, she just wants to take credit for raising all my kids, which I have 3 of them. She's helped raise one. Well, she's been involved in all 3, but she's helped raise one. That's basically what she's done. Oh, look at all the questions coming in. I'm happy to answer these questions until court gets going. And again, I'm going to have to dip out of here in about 9 minutes. So candid time with me. When does Taco Bell shift start? Well, you know, you got to start chewing up the burrito meat early in the morning. So I usually get there at 6 a.m. I start chewing away. And then, yeah, that's what's in all of your burritos, guys. You know, and then the sour cream, I really just kind of, you know, add my own mixture with the sour cream. So that you can look forward to as well. You just got to find the Taco Bell I work at. That's what you got to do. You got to find the Taco Bell that I work at. And yeah, let's see. Why is Kfar a better husband and father than you, Joshy? I don't know that he is a better husband and father. He has 2 ex-wives. I mean, does that make somebody a good husband if he has 2 ex-wives? I'm sure there was a lot of fighting there, right? I mean, how isn't there a lot of fight? If you're divorcing somebody, you're going to be fighting, right? Wonder what happened in those fights. What judge will I be in front of today? I believe it's Slavin again. You know, who is Slavin? He's the judge that was in the last case. He's I don't want any Jerry Springer stuff. Jerry. That's Judge Slavin. So he's quite the character already. He claims he's a constitutional judge. So we'll see. We shall see. Don't you groom 17-year-old girls? I think that's backwards. Those women grow up and they groom me. How about that? You got the wrong one being groomed there. The grooming went the other way around. What's up, Teresa? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for saying hi. I got about another 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go hop on this Zoom call. All you guys will see is kind of like, this background. So the profile I'm speaking to you right now is going to drop out. I'm going to join the Zoom link. Then I'm going to use the other phone so that you guys can hear what's happening firsthand. You'll hear all of the little backroom chatter. So you won't just hear the official proceeding. You'll hear basically me asking questions. And again, I'm still going to be asking for factual evidence of jurisdiction. I'm going to be asking if they have nobody claiming that I interfered with the police authority. The police can't be the only ones stating that I interfered. You have to have somebody there going, you have to have a member of the public to say, hey, he interfered and I don't appreciate that. He committed a crime, right? Otherwise, they're going to have a lack of corpus delicti, which is evidence of a crime, proof that a crime happened. Show me the crime. And then last time, I gave this criminal prosecutor the benefit of the doubt, thinking that the prosecutor had not reviewed the videos. But now that they filed 1 case and then they dismissed it to come back and file 3 cases, now that tells me that the prosecutor has reviewed the video. Therefore, now the prosecutor isn't just acting like a criminal, or he's not alleged to be acting like a criminal. He is acting like a criminal today. He's acting like a criminal by bringing 3 charges. Oh yeah, the trolls get up early this side of the morning. If you haven't noticed, a lot of these live streams are troll infested. Oh yeah, Prairie, you can start timing people out. Just start timing people out and letting them know that, hey, that's really not what we're going for in this chat. It's all love in these chats. My channel anyways, it's usually all love for the most part. What's up, David Perello Jr.? I see you giving hell over on Hez's show. Tube Socks X is a sock account for Fraud at Wrangler. Oh, it doesn't surprise me that Fraud at Wrangler would be tuning it in. He just announced. Yeah, that guy has a bad habit of announcing everything he wants to do and doing a lot of dumb stuff. Fraud at Wrangler, if you're listening to me, buddy, listen, I apologize that I caused you to dox Frauditor Troll. That was kind of hilarious. I still have the emails where I emailed Frauditor Troll to let him know that you were actively doxing him at the time when he, you know, that panic you had on your live stream, Fraud at Wrangler? Yeah, that panic was set off because I emailed Frauditor Troll to let him know that you were doxing him on your channel. So yeah, I don't blame you for hating me, bud. I don't blame you at all. Trolls start drinking early in the morning. Yeah, tell me about it, right? Oh, damn trolls. Yeah, they are usually alcoholics. That's one thing that I've noticed. A troll typically likes to drink. Lots of them are alcoholics, though, from my observations. I'm not contacting Chili, and the 2 of us would get along great. don't know if there's any evidence of that. I don't know if that's factual. Well, let me go ahead and grab this Zoom link real quick because, you know, I want to go in there and I want to challenge jurisdiction. I want to know what the hell they're doing. Now they've tripled down on the amount of threats that they've given in Taylor. So we're gonna have to get some issues settled real quick. Hopefully they don't disconnect me real fast. You know what I mean? That would look really bad on a live stream to disconnect me before I have a chance to ask the questions because I got to get clarification on quite a few things. That's what I need is clarification. I break it down to me like I'm the biggest idiot on the planet. That's what you got to do with me, okay? So I'm just a dummy. I don't know any better. I can't remember anything, so I have to record it. And then I'm a big, big dummy. So you have to show me the factual evidence of jurisdiction. You can't explain it because the more you explain it, the more it just sounds like you don't have jurisdiction. Know what I mean? Anyway, I think if you don't get what I'm saying, maybe it will make sense eventually. Go watch the recap video though, because I included the Dummy Kruger parts of it. Always a breath of fresh air in the morning for Care Bear. Well, if you guys are from the troll channels, welcome in. You know, I actually do welcome that. So you guys, we can actually have honest discussions over here. I mean, we do get into some shit slinging from time to time, but over here, for the most part, it's educational. It's always educational. Anyways, guys, all right, I got to jump off this and then join that Zoom link. So, well, I don't have to, right? I mean, they don't have jurisdiction. So I guess I am doing this voluntarily right now. I'm doing it voluntarily to expose this for the world to see. That's the reason I'm doing this. Okay, and I'm back with you guys over here. But anyways, I'm hitting a Zoom link, so you guys you'll hear the audio in the background, but you won't be able to see anything. Okay, so just tell people coming in because I won't be able to answer anybody. If you could, please, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, I'm joining the Zoom link, guys. Anybody coming in, please tell them that. Okay, I am in the meeting room. So I'll leave this off of mute so you guys can hear. It might be hard to hear. If it is, I apologize. I'm waiting in the Zoom class. Whoa, 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 whoa. Waiting in the Zoom class, yeah. You guys, it'll probably be really hard to hear. You'll just hear it in the background, is what you'll hear. All it's saying right now is Judge Slavin's personal meeting room. Host has joined. We've let them know you're here. That's what the screen that I'm looking at on the Zoom proceeding. Hez is carrying me live right now. That's hilarious. What up, Hez? What's going on? We're about to witness a Zoom court proceeding. This is a virtual world court proceeding. Maybe they have jurisdiction in virtual world, and that's why I'm here, because I was told that, well, if they didn't have jurisdiction, you wouldn't show up. Okay, so let's say that's true. If they didn't have jurisdiction, I wouldn't show up. So the reason they have jurisdiction is because I show up. Okay, so if I don't show up, do they have jurisdiction? Because that one's easy. Then I just won't show up if they don't have jurisdiction. So we know that's not true. So we can rule that one out. We can rule out the jurisdiction issue by it depends on whether you show up or whether you don't show up. But it's great when attorneys try to say that. When attorneys say, oh, well, the fact that you showed up is the reason they have jurisdiction. I love it when an attorney says that. Because then guess what? Then I get to say, oh, well, an attorney said that the reason you have jurisdiction is because I show up. So I just decided not to show up. I took the attorney's advice and I didn't show up to prove that you don't have jurisdiction. That attorney, oh yeah, don't be an attorney and then get caught saying the reason they have jurisdiction is because you show up. Just don't do that. I'm still waiting on the Judge Slavin's virtual meeting room thing, by the way. It's already 8:34. This is 4 minutes past. I was asked to be here at 8:30, and this is 3 minutes. This is taking too long. Hopefully this is live streamed on YouTube so I can get a better, picture for you guys as to what's going on. Because you all cannot see my screen. My screen says Honorable Joseph D. Slavens, Virtual Courtroom, 23rd DC, which I think stands for District Court. Says I'm in the waiting room. It says, welcome to the 23rd District Court Zoom proceedings. Make sure you are connected to Zoom's audio with your video on and that your first and last name are typed in. Attorneys, please put your client's name after yours. Please do not leave the waiting room. Thank you for your patience and professionalism. We'll be nothing but professional today. We're not going to be a smart ass today, but this is a very serious matter, right? That's what they're going to say is this is a serious matter. I would agree with them that this is a serious matter, very serious matter. But we see it as a serious matter for different reasons. I had people put their hands on me. And it was David Jones that put his hands on me. And I didn't appreciate David Jones putting his hands on me. We're still waiting. I'll let you guys know on the live stream. I'll let you guys know when Zoom comes up. I wonder if Taylor's going to know that they're being live streamed. I'll have to let him know. I'll have to tell him I'm on a live stream right now because we can do two things at once. We can make a Zoom court appearance and we can run a live stream. Do you see what we're saying? That's what we're doing today. And if you're just coming in, feel free to rewind to the beginning while you're waiting. Because nothing's going to happen probably right away. It's probably going to take a little while. But you guys can see what was discussed with the first public defender. I'm on public defender number 2. Just going to be honest, not thrilled. I haven't got any discovery evidence. I haven't seen a witness list. I haven't discussed opening arguments for this trial that we're supposed to be having. But we're now back at an arraignment. Yeah, that's in a nutshell where we're at with this. Man, it's going to get kind of boring. You read as good as me, BSBT. Is that pretty well, Home Dog Audits? Because where is finger gun transparency? Well, he did not have to drive me in person to court today, Dummy Kruger. They wanted me in person for a trial. And guess what? I showed up in person. They weren't ready to go. They didn't even have their shit together, Dummy Kruger. These people, I asked them to explain the cause and nature of the charges to me, and guess what? They didn't even understand the cause and nature of the charges because they had to dismiss it and refile it. So because they had to dismiss it and refile it, they didn't even understand the cause and the nature of the charges. That's what I'm going to hammer them today with saying, what is the cause and nature of these charges? Because the first time you guys didn't get it right. You didn't prepare a proper case. You had to dismiss it. And then you said without prejudice when I clearly told you it was prejudiced. So where's finger guns? I don't know. Dummy. Sorry. You know, it's kind of funny that people like for short, they'll be like, oh, hey, dummy. You know, I mean, it's just funny to me. Don't take that. Well, I can't tell you how to take it. You take it however you want to take it. But it's kind of funny. So, but Dummy Kruger, hello. You made a nice little video, but again, you didn't do your proper research, Dummy Kruger. This jurisdiction issue has already been addressed time and time again. I do it with Paul Carroll, Juan Galt. Let's see. I do this jurisdiction thing with pretty much anybody and everybody that'll listen to it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the jurisdiction thing, very important. And I guess what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tell you guys when Zoom court kicks in, so you guys will know when I'm not talking to you, and you guys will know when I'm talking to somebody else. Well, you'll know because I'm going to advise them I'm live streaming, and there's nothing really we can do about it. Life is being recorded, right? I mean, somebody's out there watching. Somebody's watching over you, right? And if you put finger guns behind your back, you know what I mean? That's just God's cute way of saying that, you know, that individual is just awesome. That's what it's God's way of saying he has special children. Okay. So, yeah. What else can I entertain you guys with today? You have active warrants equals getting arrested. Well, they must not want me on those warrants. You know that? They must not want me. So, I mean, I'd turn myself in today if I knew they were going to come get me and take this serious, but no, they don't take that serious. I mean, they've had their chance to snag me like 5 times. They haven't. So is that evidence that they don't have jurisdiction? Because, you know, I mean, they've got a crazed criminal on the loose and they didn't do anything about him. And then here's something else. Why would troll channels bail me out of jail if I actually hurt somebody? That probably wouldn't happen, is what I'm guessing. So let's just say if you were a troll channel and I hurt somebody, would you bail me out of jail? No. If you got arrested for bullshit free speech, yeah, people will bail you out of jail because they know you did nothing wrong. You know? Sorry, narrating loudly to my audience out there while your guys are committing legalized state-sanctioned extortion. Sorry if that bothers me. But we're getting serious again for a second. You know, the state-sanctioned extortion is kind of a silly thing. And we got to get that going in the right direction. You know what I mean? Got to get those laws off the books. Man-made flawed laws. This is what I'm talking about. Man-made flawed laws. We need to stop demanding so many laws. Maybe when a new law goes into effect, if it's a man-made flawed law, it has an expiration on it, right? Like it expires in 5 years. Like, hey, you know, we don't like people wearing blue shirts on a Tuesday in July, so we're going to make it illegal to do so. It's like, okay, that should have a 5-year expiration automatic, right? Because nobody wants that stupid, silly law on the books. Once you put a law on the books, it usually doesn't go away. And people are demanding more and more laws nowadays, right? Or is it just me? Well, this is now 11 minutes, people. This is 11 minutes. This court has just taken up 11 more minutes of my time to try to resolve an issue where I don't believe any witnesses out there said I interfered. So they're going to have a tough time proving that I interfered. If they got a bunch of cops going, hey, he interfered. Okay, well, that's great. You guys think I interfered. Who else is saying I interfered? Oh, nobody? Nobody else was saying? Well, let's go ask the drivers. How about this? If it was such a heinous act, Taylor, go out and then subpoena one of the 6 drivers you're claiming that I interfered and see if one of those drivers would be willing to testify and say that they interfered. Could you please try to find the driver that thanked us? Well, two of the drivers that thanked us. Could you please find two of the quote unquote drivers that thanked us? That would be outstanding. Dummy Kruger's in for some soft sit type terminology today. You got to discuss jurisdiction in these courts. That's what you got to do. You got to discuss it. Because I get mixed answers from mixed legal professionals, which doesn't make sense. To me anyways, because I'm a dummy. I'm an idiot. You got to break it down for me. You got to break it down and be like, explain it 50,000 times. Until I go, oh, okay. But once the light bulb clicks, the good news is, here's the silver lining in all this, is once that light bulb clicks, it's like, okay, got it. Right. What factual evidence does a private civilian, hold on, I said that wrong. What facts does the state rely on to show that a private civilian has any obligation to follow the written instrument called traffic code? See, once the light bulb goes off, you're like, oh, okay. And then you get answers from Artie, from Artie's corporate fiction. He said that force of arms is how they, that's their factual evidence jurisdiction, is force of arms. So if they couldn't use force, they would have no jurisdiction. If they couldn't enforce these things, they would have no jurisdiction. So I guess the mission becomes getting as many of these cops off the streets so they can stop extorting the public, having them call in their resignation, tell them the cameras are here to stay. You're not going to be able to hide from this. You're going to be on the stand. You're going to be taking depositions. You're going to be doing all this shit. Or you could just quit the job. We could be buddies tomorrow. Quit that job. We'll be buddies tomorrow. Tell me all the horror stories that happen in your profession. That's what you can do. Any of the cops that are watching this shit, that's what you can do. That is an option. I don't know how much more of this time this court is going to take up. Good thing we're live streaming while we're doing this. This might be a complete waste of time right now. If we couldn't do a live stream, think about what a waste of time this would be if we couldn't do a live stream or make content out of it. You know what I mean? Everybody loved Judge Slavin, I think. Judge Slavin seemed to be like an RA dude. When we were there in person, though, they had a meeting in the back. When I say they, prosecutor, public defender, for me and the judge, they had a conversation in the back that needed to focus on the elements of the crime, or I don't know, I probably said that incorrectly, but anyways, a private meeting went on. And I don't like private meetings because I don't know what was said in private meetings. I have to go by what people tell me. And then I know people tell me bullshit all the time. And now that I know that people tell me bullshit all the time, I'm like, hey, wait, I don't know if I can believe that. So I rely on recordings now, which is what we're doing here. We're making a recording so I know what happened. Nobody can gaslight me in the future. And then I'll have an accurate representation of what happened. If I had that in Novi, that would be crazy. Speaking of one of two warrants, I think one's out of Novi because that guy wants to try to charge me $650. The judge down in Novi wants to charge me $650, I think, for him kidnapping me. And that just seems like re-victimizing. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're my victim, and then I'm gonna re-victimize you. But old Judgy Poo in Novi, right? He doesn't like me very much. Travis Reeds. He's a new judge in Novi. Travis Reeds. Look him up. He does not like recording, man. Taylor Court kind of likes recording because they put their shit on YouTube. That's good. Pontiac, one of the judges in Pontiac, he allows recording. So he's pretty cool in my book. Rhonda Gross, she's gross. Jennifer Callahan, she's probably even worse than gross. She's even grosser than gross. Let's see. What other judges? What other judges have been on this channel? Oh, and then we have Kelly Costin up in Clarkston. She's a good judge. But she's brought me back there 10 times to deal with the same issue. And she still hasn't established if she has jurisdiction. She said it would be on a ticket. So the factual evidence of jurisdiction would be on a ticket. That's what I was told. That's what I was told. And I saw the ticket and nowhere on there did the word jurisdiction even come up. So I'm leading to believe that's not true. You guys want more soft sit talk or what? Like, you know, somebody that knows just a basic amount of law. I know the most basic amount of law, right? Corpus delicti, evidence of a crime. You know, if they don't have a victim, they really have no crime. Can't happen. You can't have a crime unless you have, you know, the body evidence there, not a corpse, but somebody going, hey, that guy stole $50 from me. You have corpus delicti. Congratulations. You now have jurisdiction to hear that matter. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's the way I see it. And I'm just a dummy. So somebody break it down for me. I'm like a student comparing notes, you know, in a student in class that you're comparing notes with. I'm like, hey, did I get this correct? Let's make sure I passed this test and got it correct. I want to make sure I got 100% on this test, like factual evidence of jurisdiction, right? Does it come from the legislature? Does it come from the traffic ticket? Is it because you signed the traffic ticket? Oh, it's because you showed up to court that they have jurisdiction. If they didn't have jurisdiction, you wouldn't show up. Or what facts does the state rely on to show that a private civilian has any obligation to follow the written instrument called traffic code? And then it's like, oh, well, force of arms? Oh, okay, so it's force of arms. So force of arms or the legislature or the ticket that you got, or because you signed the ticket. Let's see. What are the other claims of factual evidence of jurisdiction? There's more of them. I can probably think of them, just not off the top of my head. I'd have to go back to all these recordings. All these recordings. But I have the recording, so I know what was said. Which is scary if you think about it, right? Scary. Oh, shit. And shout out to Fraud Wrangler, amen. One thing I'll tell you, when you played that old video of that conversation with me and the public defender in Pontiac, that led to the light bulb going off. I'm like, huh, that attorney seems to know jurisdiction, and like I'm asking for factual evidence of jurisdiction. And she said, okay, yeah, we're going to ask for that. And then if she has it, then we'll proceed forward, right? She didn't say, hey, what are you talking about with jurisdiction? She didn't throw a fuss like that other attorney. She knew exactly what I was talking about. So was she an educated attorney where the other attorney was dumb, or was he playing dumb? These are the questions. See, these are the questions that start with all these questions here. The questions lead to more questions. And I'm a dummy. I can't figure it out. Help me. Please help me. Trying to think of more examples of the bullshit I've been told on the factual evidence jurisdiction. I've been shown countless videos of it. And in all these videos, like, there's a different answer. You know where there's never a court video like that is in a military court. You know why? Because the proof of jurisdiction, you ask for it there, they're going to have it. They're going to have it right there in black and white for you to hold in your hand. The factual evidence of jurisdiction fits in your hand, and you can hold it in a military court. So yeah, I guess I'll have more faith in these state courts when I can actually hold that piece of paper in my hand and I can go, oh yeah, see, you have it. Okay, well then let's proceed forward. I'm guilty, as a matter of fact. And now that I see that I have an obligation to follow that written instrument that you call statutes and codes, okay, sure, give me the biggest punishment, maximum penalty. Give me maximum penalty. That's what I want, is the max, because I was so bad. I violated a code that I have no obligation to follow. Oh, wait, I do have an obligation to follow. Okay, punish me, sir. Punish me, Big Daddy government. Like, the harder you hit, the more it just shows me that you were full of shit. You were full of shit. We're still waiting on the Zoom thing. I hope they don't give me failure to appear. You know, here, let's. That's where we're at, guys. So, when that changes, I will let you know. Do we have any legal professionals in here right now that want to try to take a stab at this jurisdiction issue with me? I mean, we're having a good conversation already. Has any of this gone over your head? If you're still restreaming me, has any of this gone over your head? Question everything always. Never just take someone's words as truth or facts. Absolutely, Prairie. Prairie on point with the comments of the live stream so far, right? I want to see the proof. Show me the proof. And when I get a variety of answers, it starts making me question things. Anybody want to take a guess as to how long we're going to sit here? I mean, right now, this would be a huge, huge waste of time if we weren't getting some valuable content out of this. We're going to put more and more on the record for the world to see. Somebody sues people for a living? Well, I don't try to sue people for a living. As a matter of fact, it would be like the last shit. I lost my train of thought. Oh, suing people would be the last option for me, like a drastic option, like the most desperate option to resolve something peacefully is to sue somebody. Jeff Fanto does not have a court hearing today. Is that true? Is Jeff Fanto not having a court hearing today? You try, you just always loose or lose, LOSE, or I mean, I'm just always loose. That's kind of, you know what? Shame on you. Shame on you for saying I am always loose. I've been told I'm very tight. Could you imagine if I was actually in the Zoom court right now? Like if I was actually in the Zoom court and I was talking like this? We're going to keep it strictly professional today, but we are going to ask for the jurisdiction. We're going to see who gets triggered more. Do you think the judge is going to get triggered more by it, or an attorney is going to get triggered more when you start asking them? Like, man, you don't have to get all angry about this. Like, this is just an issue that I raised before. And in a different court, I raised this issue and everybody knew what I was talking about. They don't pretend. They don't play dumb. Are we playing dumb in here today? Are we playing dumb in this court today? Okay, so we know what it is. Let's see it. Let's see the factual evidence of jurisdiction. Otherwise, I'll be looking forward to a motion. I'll make a verbal motion right now for the prosecutor to dismiss the charges, citing that he failed to file a proper case. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. If they ever bring me into Zoom. We're still waiting on Zoom. Waiting on Zoom. So far, it's been almost a half hour. and still not even hey, what's going on? There was like a docket that was a mile long. I did look at a docket, just to see how many other victims they were going to have at their court today. I was checking the docket to see how many victims they would have. Hopefully we can get quite a few of those cases up here so I can I'll mute on Zoom, but you'll be able to hear Zoom audio, so then I'll be able to comment over it, and we'll be able to tell you what's happening in real time. In real time. Oh my God, this is really what they would hate. Oh my God, if I could break down other people's court cases for you in real time as they're happening and show you, yep, this is where they're offering the plea deal. Yep, this is just where they want money, so this will go away. Yep, this is where, okay, yep, they just accepted the plea deal. There you go, boom. They get their money. Okay, easy. Easy peasy, next victim. Where's the next victim? Oh, there's no victim on the other side. Oh, nobody's claiming that they committed a crime, yet the state is charging them all kinds of money. Kind of seems like the state is acting like a criminal to me, but hey, who knows? I might be wrong on everything. I guess what I'm trying to say, peeps, is stick it out. Stick it out. You're waiting with me. You are waiting with me. Some of us have the patience of a saint. You know that? To be coming back for the 5th time. Second attempt to arraign me. First time didn't go well. It took them 22 minutes. And this time it should be even more difficult to arraign me because I'm going to have all kinds of questions this time, especially about cause and nature of the charges, because they didn't even understand the cause and nature of the charges. So how are they going to say that they explained the cause and nature of the charges to me when they didn't even understand the cause and nature? So were they wrong? Did they not understand the cause and the nature of the charges? By the way, the judicial canons say that the judge should instill. Oh, here, we're coming on Zoom. Hold on. Hello. Hello.
Yes, on the Motorola. What's your name?
Joshua Lanto. Are we live? Are we live streaming this morning?
We are.
Okay, I'm live streaming as well. So just for the record.
Live streaming what?
The proceeding.
Why?
Well, you're live streaming it, so somebody's going to screen record it anyways. This way I have more accurate audio on my end.
I'm just telling you that there's a rule from the Supreme Court that says that there's no recording of.
Would you like me to end my live stream?
I would just so because I wouldn't want you to be violating anything. All of a sudden they send you something, and that's why I have a record. My record is not edited; it's pure. It's not altered or changed or anything else.
So then, what is the objection, and why do I have to end my live stream then? I'm just trying to be fair about this.
And you know what? We'll just set this up for an in-person then. How about that?
So, well, I mean, that kind of sounds like.
I'm just trying to be accommodating, but
okay,
the thing is, I'm telling you, you can't record proceedings. It's
right.
not my rule. I didn't make the rule.
Because the in-person thing kind of. Okay. Well, the in-person thing kind of sounds like a threat. We'll make you come in here, or we'll cause you to.
Well, it just means that by Zoom, it's harder to see. Like, I don't know if you're being coached on 3 different occasions. You've already looked over to the side. I don't know if someone's giving you answers or someone's holding up a sign for you. I need to make sure that all testimony is accurate. I have to also make sure that it's not being perjured or coming from some other source. So when people keep looking over to the side before they answer or talk, that kind of move, it makes me wonder if someone's like coaching them, or because a lot of times I have that where people are doing that, and I said it for
Okay.
I even remotely think the only reason I do this by Zoom is just make it convenient for people so they don't have to drive all the way down here.
Okay,
but
so are you asking me to?
There is a reason our founding fathers set up the courtrooms to be open to the public. So that way there was nothing nefarious going on during those proceedings. And
Well, I can assure you, I can assure you nothing nefarious is going on. But if so, you're not asking me to end the live stream. You're telling me and ordering me to end the live stream, correct?
Listen, I'm not going to play semantic games with you. All I'm telling you is that I would prefer that you obey the Supreme Court's rule that there is no recording of outside recording of court proceedings. If you are doing that, I'm just telling you that it's against the rules. If you continue to do that, then that's obviously a choice that you've made.
Yeah, but who would charge me with that at the Supreme Court level?
Well, you know what? I don't answer for, nor do I speak for them. They can just they have contempt powers just like anybody any other court. So.
Yeah, so I'd be perfectly willing to take the risk of live streaming and then having contempt come down from the Supreme Court. But I'm not giving you any command one way or the other. All I'm telling you is that it's not allowed. And if you continue to do it, then you do so at your own decision. Okay, as long as you're not going to issue contempt for it, that's fine. You know, because you're in control of your courtroom. You know, you have a duty and a. One would think that would be true, but that's why we're live streaming. I don't need to be live streaming. My courtroom is open to the public. But for an order that was signed by my chief judge, that's the only reason that I'm even live streaming, because we're open to the public. There's no need to. Yeah, and that was another thing that I wanted to clarify, because you said there's no recording in courts of law at another proceeding, and then somebody actually recorded it and they published it. So wouldn't that be contempt of court right there? So if they're not going to be held in contempt, I don't think I would be charged with contempt, right? Well, first off, my mother always said that all your friends are jumping off a bridge, you're just going to jump off a bridge, doesn't mean make it right. So did that person? So did his name is Kevin Farrar? His name is Kfar. Oh, I just got put into the waiting room. So I guess it's going to be my decision, I guess, to continue live streaming. Kevin Farrar. We're going to get Kevin Farrar's name on the record, because he's the one that did it. Anyways, guys, so I'm not worried about the Michigan Supreme Court coming down with contempt of court. I'm not worried about that. Okay? This is live stream. Somebody did record it already. Somebody's going to record it today. I guarantee you somebody's recording it today. I guarantee. By the way, I'm in the waiting room. Okay? What nefarious could be going on? I'm looking to the side. I'm being coached. Well, there's nobody here coaching me, right? This is great. Prairie says, name dropping Kevin Farrar. No, I'm dropping his name because he's a suspected criminal. You heard what that judge said. Just because all your friends are jumping off a cliff, would you jump off one too? Kevin Farrar is jumping off a cliff. He jumped off a cliff. I'm trying to save that guy from jumping off a cliff. I can live stream and do Zoom court at the same time, guys. I'm multi-talented. I mean, I think these are just basic, simple questions. That's what I think. That's what I think. These are basic, simple questions. Wait till this court sees this full live stream. Oh, man, they're going to hate me. They are going to hate me for putting the truth on the table. Anyways, guys, what'd you think? We're not going to end the live stream. Keep getting it delayed. This is your fault. See, that's another. Is that true? It keeps getting delayed and it's my fault. Is it true that it's my fault? As soon as I see the factual evidence jurisdiction, I plead guilty and then I accept my punishment. So it's, I'd be happy to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to make that distinction today. Like, hey, I'm gonna just accept my punishment, plead guilty today. All you have to do is show me that factual evidence jurisdiction, and I will plead guilty. And yeah, it's their fault that it gets delayed. It's their fault. Because I get, just like in Clarkson, every single proceeding, I gave them the opportunity to dismiss it. I said, are you going to dismiss this? Because they did down in Novi. So you can't tell me that they can't dismiss it. So it's their choice. They're choosing to keep it going. They're pursuing the charges. Do you think it's me that pursues these charges? For crying out loud. Word salad. These words are important, especially in a court of law. These words are very, very important. I mean, what do you guys think? I'm still waiting for Zoom court, by the way. What do you guys think? Is that like a threat? Like, we'll have it in person? Like, what? Why would? Like, why was that a threat? I don't know. I'm trying to see if I'm a reasonable person here. Would you take that as a threat, guys? Like, if you keep live streaming, then we're gonna set this up for in person. Was that a threat? I mean, Slaven's been pretty cool so far. Hopefully, nobody has to threaten anybody else to do what they want. That's how you know it's illegitimate power. What's up, John Denicola? We're just doing Zoom court this morning. I'm still in a waiting room. I'm in the waiting room. And it looked like I was being coached. I keep looking off to the side. Well, I'm looking off to the side because I'm running a live stream and I'm doing Zoom court at the same time. We're being double productive today. We're going to use this to make content out of as a learning tool for the rest of the world. Because the more time I spend in these state courts, the more the rules seem to change, or everything is kind of funky. I have to ask questions for clarification because I'm a dummy and you got to break it down for me. Is anybody enjoying this, by the way? Is anybody? I mean, I know we only had a few minutes to Judge Slavin. He should be back, hopefully. I'm not afraid of a live stream. Who's afraid of a live stream? Anybody? Anybody afraid of a live stream? I like live streaming. We've been at this. We've been going longer than this court. Court's only been going since 8:30. We've been going since way before that. We already showed you what one attorney said about factual evidence of jurisdiction. She didn't say, "Oh, they automatically have it." That wasn't her response. Her response was, "Okay, well, if they can show factual evidence of jurisdiction, then you'll be requesting a jury trial." That's what another attorney said. We played that on the live stream. We also played the private conversation between me and James Gazecki, the first public defender that tried to defend me. Oh, shoot. I almost closed out, guys. This was about to be a dud. I would have ended the live stream too if I was told I had to end the live stream. I would have. So, but we're not violating anybody's privacy. You know what I mean? Like you said, this is a public trial. This is a public courtroom. So everything being done right now is public. It's on YouTube. Somebody can screen record it. So there really is no difference other than my private conversations with these legal professionals. Maybe that's the difference. We are waiting. We are waiting. Oh, have I been disrespectful at all in court, by the way? Like, have I been disrespectful one time? And I mean that as honestly. Like, if I've been disrespectful, let me know. Because I'm trying to come at this today perfectly respectful. You know what I mean? With logical questions. Like, I have logical questions that I need to ask today. Personal meeting room. Personal meeting room.
Is it Mr. Lanto?
Yes.
All right, let me just, I'm gonna put you in with the, check-in clerk in a moment. I do have a court-appointed attorney for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to take them or not. But
I'm just telling you, under the MIDC program, everybody gets a court-appointed attorney. You have a constitutional right to do so.
yeah, because
Just
the
letting
last,
you know that.
because the last,
I'm just letting you know to talk with them.
yeah, because the last time I had the public defender, they didn't give me.
Sure. I just want to let you know, you have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. But you might say something inadvertently.
Well, I know. Oh no, I know what I'm gonna say. And the last public defender didn't.
I know. I'm just advising you. Right, sir.
Okay, I appreciate you advising me of that, right? But the last public defender, anytime I asked for discovery or anytime I asked for a witness list or to go over opening arguments, there was no communication whatsoever. So, you know, I need to know who the witnesses are against me, you know, because I did ask the last public defender for evidence of jurisdiction as well, which we have to cover that as well before we go forward to pre-trials and settlement conferences and all that stuff. We have to get the jurisdiction issue settled, because if there's no witness on the other side and it's just state agents, there's going to be a lack of corpus delicti, and we both know that. You know, we both have enough legal knowledge to know that. We don't need to pretend like we don't know that. So if you want to put me in a breakout room.
I don't know what your legal knowledge is, so I'm not going to agree to that statement because I don't know. I've never seen degree, or I don't know.
Well, unless the court's in Wayne.
It would be presumptuous. You know, or don't know.
Okay. Well, if the courts in Wayne County, Michigan operate different than Oakland County, Michigan, let me know, please, what the distinction is. But in Oakland County, Michigan, they need to have factual evidence of jurisdiction. If it's the case down in Wayne, then I'll be happy to talk.
I do as well. I'm not disagreeing with
okay.
the jurisdiction.
Awesome. Then as soon as I see the.
I don't know. You stated, you made the statement that we both know. And all I know is
Yeah, then I'll say, then I'll be happy admitting I was guilty if they can provide the factual evidence of jurisdiction. I will be happy to plead guilty today, accept the maximum punishment possible, just to be done with this today, if they can provide the factual evidence of jurisdiction.
Well, like I said, you have a right to remain silent, and I don't want you to step on your own toes, so to speak, because some people end up doing that and don't even mean to. So I'm just letting you know that you have a right to remain silent.
I appreciate that.
I do have a court-appointed attorney available for you to speak with first, and then you can proceed any which way you'd like from there, sir. All right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna just make sure you have all your contact information correct. So there is one other person in the checkout room. Just hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Put you in there, Mr. Richardson. Jeffrey Richardson. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Richardson. You are here today. What is on case 230879? Is that correct?
Okay, I'm muted on Zoom. I'm gonna break this down in real time for you.
For you, sir.
You want somebody assigned to you, so you won't be able to ask the questions I just asked.
It should be. Yes, sir, it should be. All right, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with my check-in clerk, and we're just gonna make sure that for purposes of being able to contact you and mailing everything out where it needs to go, we're gonna make sure that all your information.
So we know where to come get you if you don't pay your bill. We're gonna try to attach a huge bill to you that you're gonna have to pay, otherwise we send our men with guns to come kidnap you.
So hang on 1 second. I'm gonna put you into the waiting room. Correct.
So I'm in the waiting room now. Was I breaking those court dates? I mean, that's just how I see, those other cases. That I don't know any details about those cases. Obviously, I'm not speaking factually, but that's how I see what's going on. Notice how we didn't get the denial of the jurisdiction today. That was a pleasant surprise. That was a pleasant surprise because, like, when they start doing that, it just irritates me and I start getting angry. So I have to control my anger when that happens. I mean, but they got the guns and the tasers and the jail cells and all that shit. I should be nervous as hell. But I guess, guess they're just going to have to use force of arms to prove their jurisdiction to me, aren't they? We're in the personal waiting room. Are you guys enjoying this? I mean, at least we get some content out of it. At least it's not a complete waste of time. I'm glad I got it on the record, though. Well, I don't think we're on the record. Well, I mean, we're on public record because it's live streamed, but you get what I'm saying, right? I don't think we're on official court record where anything's being transcribed. But if we were, holy hell. Holy hell. Yeah, and I don't know if they had any witnesses on that side. I didn't get the discovery list, so I don't know if they had any witnesses or anybody else saying I interfered, And if they did, then then yeah, they need to bring this to trial. Absolutely. If somebody's claiming that I interfered, other than a police officer, somebody's claiming that they saw me interfere, then yeah, we need to get this issue settled. If it's just a bunch of police, then no.
Mr. Lanzo, here's my check-in clerk, and then she'll put you in the breakout room.
Okay.
With the court-appointed attorney.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Lanzo, I need you to unmute.
Oh, I think I'm unmuted now, but I prefer to be called. Yeah, I prefer to be called Broken on YouTube now. If you could just call me Broken, that'd be great.
Broken on YouTube?
Yeah.
Can you just verify a good mailing address?
No, I can't.
Okay. And I'm guessing you're gonna tell me no to a phone number too?
Correct. How'd you guess?
Just
No, hey, no.
I'm gonna go ahead and issue you into a breakout room so you can speak with House Counsel, okay?
Okay, yeah, no offense directed at you. Hope you know
You're not on the record.
that. Okay, appreciate it. Well, we kind of are on the record because I'm live streaming. You know what I mean? See, guys, this is all the stuff that you miss when all you do is watch the troll channels and see the, the court dates, because you miss all the good stuff, the behind the scenes stuff. They'll show you what I'm at right now. I'm somewhere in this virtual court. Can anybody hear me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Just waiting, guys. My face is on the screen and I see me. There's only one participant in here and it's just me. We are going to live stream, yeah. I'm just waiting, guys. Just waiting for the Zoom court. If you could tell anybody just coming in, that would be fantastic. Thank you, guys. You're the best audience ever. Well, until I hear somebody come on Zoom, I guess I'm gonna just chit chat for a second. If I hear somebody come on Zoom, guys, I'll have to stop. But so what do you guys think of like these live streams where you don't see it from like the edited version, right? Where it's just, this is what the public has been shown. This is kind of behind the scenes. What do you guys think so far? Pretty telling. For some reason, they always want a name and an address. They want to know what your name is and where you are. I wonder why. Oh, Mr. Galt is here. Mr. Galt, did you hear the different attorneys explaining the different jurisdiction thing? If you didn't, you missed it, then rewind and check it out. Because the public defender in Oakland County, she didn't act like she didn't know what I was talking about. She acted like she knew what factual evidence jurisdiction was. And then she said, if the prosecutor is able to provide that factual evidence jurisdiction, then you want a jury trial. I said, yeah. So you missed that part, Mr. Galt. But that was where the public defender basically said if they were able to establish jurisdiction. She didn't act like jurisdiction just automatically exists. Mr. Galt, you're asking me to provide the evidence that a court lacks jurisdiction. The burden of proof is not on me. I've had that said to me by numerous legal professionals. Unless the burden of proof is on me, you claim that the burden of proof is on me. But other legal professionals have claimed that the burden of proof is on the state. I believe the burden of proof is on the state. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. Anyway, guys, this is Zoom court in real time, live. I mean, we've only had one threat of something bad happen. That was me going in person to get me to stop live streaming. Transparency, Josh. Well, all I want is some transparency with this court case. That's all I want. All I want is full transparency for everybody to see exactly what goes on. Because Dummy Kruger is making videos that kind of make this stuff seem kind of silly and inconsequential and like they don't matter. Yes, corpus delicti is a body of evidence to establish that a crime took place, right? Well, that's one way of putting it. I understand that they already produced prima facie evidence, Mr. Galt. Yeah, I understand your breakdown. You've told me this a million times, but I'm a dummy and I don't understand things. And I can't grasp that concept, right? How did the burden of proof shift from them to me? That's what I didn't understand about that, right? So please tell me, because I'm an idiot and you got to break it down for me. I'll court with you, right? Oh man. Well, it's funny because Teresa, okay, so the dummies, I mean, they play dumb. That's the key to this, is that they play dumb, right? Like that's the scariest part, is that those folks play dumb. They play like they have no clue what you're talking about, but they do. They do. How come one attorney knew exactly what I was talking about when I asked the prosecutor to produce factual evidence jurisdiction? How come she knew exactly what I was talking about? She didn't tell me I was crazy. She didn't tell me a bunch of other things. She said, if they are able to produce the factual evidence of jurisdiction, you would like a jury trial. She didn't say, well, they already have jurisdiction because of a ticket and now that's prima facie evidence. She didn't say that, Mr. Galt. She didn't say that at all. 82 others are also watching through Hez's stream. Hez, you little sniper, you. Hez, I'm in Zoom court and you have the nerve to restream me? You dirty, dirty bastard, you Hez. Well, I guess this is the best entertainment on a morning, isn't it? To see a live Zoom court date with somebody that's not just going to lay down and take it. Well, I am going to lay down and take it, but you know. Guys, I'm just watching the chat until they come up with something on Zoom, because they haven't said anything to me on Zoom yet. So more are watching BSBT than Hez. Yeah, because I'm being restreamed. So you're watching it here and you're watching it over there. And you're watching it over there. Welcome to getting the content off me, Hez. Like, what took you so long, bud? Like, my live streams are the best. Usually. Usually my live streams are the best. Right now we're in Zoom court. And so far, I think it's been pretty interesting morning. I mean, at least the judge didn't play dumb and didn't pretend like he didn't know what I was talking about with jurisdiction. Well, I mean, kind of. But I don't fault him for that. I don't fault him. They got to use their tricks every which way they can to try to get you to admit guilt for something you didn't do, like cause somebody loss, injury, or harm. They're claiming I interfered with the cop. John Danicola, that's the way I understand it. Oh, thank you, David Perillo. Appreciate that. To piss off Salacious. All right, look at that. Sorry, I saw your super chat just come in now, Salacious. David Perillo. Please forgive me. I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm in Zoom court and I'm running a live stream at the same time. We're doing double duty today. We're pulling double duty. Oh, here we go. Hello? House Counsel 5. Is this House Counsel 5 to broken? Come in, broken. Nothing. Seems to have been a false alarm, audience. I mean, what if I was being coached, right? Like, what if somebody was coaching me? Like, isn't that what an attorney should be doing, is coaching you? So are they saying that you should be in these proceedings all by yourself with no legal professionals to assist you or nudge you? Seems kind of odd why they would want me to end a live stream and come in person. I mean, I guess we'll have to ponder on why that might be the reason. So they can ensure that I'm not recording. That would be the only reason, right? That was a false alarm, guys. I'm back in this thing where it's just showing my face. I'll show you guys. That's all you're seeing. Hey, if they want to keep inviting me to a party, I got to keep coming to the party. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. They're probably going to put it off until the end of the day. Probably. I mean, that's one of the tactics that they use is stalling, 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 more stalling, and then stalling and more stalling. That's one of the tactics. Yeah, they troll for free. They troll for free. That's the worst part, is that folks troll for free. Well, I have a couple theories on maybe why somebody would troll for free, because their life is miserable. It's in shambles. They have nothing going on. That's the only thing that I could think of. Are they still watching me over on Hez, by the way? If somebody could confirm with me that they're still watching over on Hez's channel, because I'll say hello. I got a special message just for Hez since he's restreaming. Oh, Frog UK Transparency. Oh, man. If I was not on this Zoom call, I would block you right away, Frog. You are no good. You are infiltration. You are an infiltrator, I should say, is the proper way to put it, right, Frog? He's still streaming? Okay, thanks. Appreciate that update. This is Zoom Court live. That's the way we do our videos. We produce live content. I mean, I'll go live if somebody wants to record, Clarkston proving their jurisdiction to me by coming and arresting me. If they want to prove their jurisdiction by coming and arresting me, I will go live and I will stay there until somebody comes and gets me. You can notify whatever local police department it is. Say we got a guy with an active warrant and he's live. He's waiting for you to go pick him up and see if they want to come pick me up. Half his audience is here, so leave him. Well, hey, I don't mind. You guys can watch this on Hez's channel. I hope, honestly, just to speak candidly with you guys, I hope this opens some eyes and maybe you can understand the jurisdiction thing a little bit more, I guess, than you normally would, is probably a good way to say it. Not that you'll understand it completely, because I don't understand it completely. Nobody understands jurisdiction completely. It's just a word, right? But the way I understand it is they need to have factual evidence of jurisdiction in order to proceed forward. And anytime I ask for that in state courts, somehow magically they can't produce it. For a nonviolent victimless crime. If they got a victim there, then this, that's not the approach for you. Don't go around hurting people, okay? And I have no expertise in criminal procedure, any of that bullshit, anything about being an attorney. I just know a few simple questions to ask these judges. Time to start e-begging? Oh, should we e-beg? Hey, if you guys can give me a $5 donation, I'd appreciate it. My Cash App is in the description. If you guys want a shout out today, feel free to Cash App me $5. One more time. Oh, one more time once time to start e-begging. So maybe I'll get a cardboard sign and put need drugs, right? Like on the cardboard sign. That would be pretty funny. What's the e-beg song? I don't know. Money, 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 money. Money. Money, 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 money. Maybe that wouldn't be the song. Anybody know a good song for e-begging? Money. It's a bitch. See, we covered this question, Griffey. So if they didn't have jurisdiction, why would you Zoom the court? So if I didn't Zoom the court, they wouldn't have jurisdiction. Okay. According to Griffey, I'm going to tell him that Griffey right now said that because I'm here is proof of jurisdiction. So I'm just not going to show up. So that then you don't have jurisdiction. According to Griffey. Griffey, so you're telling me if I didn't show up, they wouldn't have jurisdiction? Is that what you're saying there, Griffey? That's none of your business. One more time. Do you ask inappropriate questions all the time? For fuck's sakes. Who the hell would ask such an inappropriate question as that? You know what I mean? Like, tell me how much you make. As a matter of fact, I want to see full disclosure of your financial assets. I want to see you. I want to see your spouse. I want to see your entire household's income. And I also want to see your complete search history on Google, as a matter of fact. That's what I want to see. Griffey, you're late to the party. Griffey, we already discovered this. That doesn't explain the jurisdiction, though. You're right. It doesn't explain the jurisdiction, but we know we can rule that out. We can rule it out. We can use process of elimination to discover truth using the Socratic method here. Socratic method will tell you, okay, so if the proof of jurisdiction is the fact that I showed up, because that's an often, you don't know how many times people will say that. Oh, you showed up to this court date, so they have jurisdiction. Well, the easy question to ask is, okay, so if I don't show up, they don't have jurisdiction? That's the next logical question to show you that's not true. You can rule that possibility out. And I'm not trying to say that to be smarmy or, shitty. I'm trying to be perfectly respectful, Well, let me see the bank statements. Let me see all your, I don't know if what you're telling me is true. I want to see financial statements. So my email is in my about section. I want you to send me over all your tax returns from the last 5 years now, today, by 5 o'clock, actually. You know what? We'll make it by 5 o'clock. You can send me over all evidence of your assets and your portfolio. And I want to see bank statements. I want to see it all. Plus your Google search history. Okay? That's what I want to see. I want to see his feet. What's up, Caucasian Sasquatch? Appreciate you being in here. What up? See, Mr. Galt said it. So don't you feel like a big fat dummy there, Griffey? Well, you will if you ask that question again. How about that? I mean, if you ask that question again, then you'd be a big fat dummy that doesn't get it, like me. Because I'm a big fat dummy that doesn't get it. Right? But at least you got the answer from Mr. Galt. Now, is that a truthful answer from Mr. Galt? Mr. Galt, that is a truthful answer from what I can tell. All signs point to yes. Did somebody trigger me? I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. You see how easy it is to trigger me, god dang it? All you have to do is start asking personal questions when it's nobody's business. Which, right? If you're watching over on his channel still, that's what you guys get wrong all the time, is the difference between public and private. You guys don't understand that distinction. Do I have jurisdiction to request someone's bank records? Absolutely. They're here in my live stream asking personal questions. And if they're going to ask personal questions of me and demand inappropriate information, I can do it to them too. So yes, they're in my jurisdiction right now. They're still here. They're not detained. They can leave. All you got to do is tell me that you're out of here. Objection relevant. Objection sustained. We won't talk about relevance to personal private matters like finance. Yeah, I like Hez's show too. It's not Hez's fault that he's, chooses to be ignorant on the topics that he talks about. You know what I mean? But he does it kind of in an entertaining way. I think he's playful. So I got nothing against the guy nothing personal, I should say, right? I mean, he does keep some rumors going about me, which, the rumors are already there. Can't keep him from perpetuating the rumor now. Can't blame him, right? But anyway, I digress. depends on whether you have violated a law in the judge's territorial jurisdiction. I would agree with that, Mr. Galt. So violated a law. What do you mean by law? L-A-W. What word do you mean as law, Mr. Galt? Because there's only one law, right? Law can only come from one place. And that is from the man upstairs. So if you get your law from God, then you don't need all the written statutes and codes. You already know how to behave, you know? Treat others as you would like them to treat you, right? So when I'm working in the private sector, do I appreciate people doxing my work and telling people where I work so they can get me fired? No, I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate it whatsoever. But they do it. They do it because they want to see me fail. Or I'm guessing that's why they would do it. I don't know. I mean, could you do it for any other reason other than you want to see me fail? I don't think you can. We're just waiting on Zoom court, guys. Still waiting on Zoom court. Yeah, it sounds like a South-Sit script because that's what you've been told. You've been told it's a South-Sit script. It's not a sovereign citizen. It's an anarchist named Mark Stevens. And the guy with anarchy just means no rulers. So from everything I don't have a very good understanding of Mark Stevens. But from everything I understand, he's a voluntarist. I don't know. I could have that wrong. But so you've been told it's a South-Sit script. And I don't think Mark Stevens is a violent extremist. He just believes in no rulers in a voluntary society, which, I have my own personal feelings. I don't know if that's a great society or not. Who knows? I don't think it's been tried. Are you calling my mods delusional, unclean hands? Shame on you. I think somebody might have to time out unclean hands. So he's a South-Sit. No, I've never labeled myself South-Sit, unclean hands. Since you're in here and you're going to ask the questions, I'll answer you guys honestly. Okay, how about this? Any questions that you have for me in the chat until Zoom comes back up, I will answer honestly, and I will answer candidly. You can ask me whatever you want. No subject is off limits. I can't promise that I'll answer it in detail, but I will give my best to give you a genuine answer to a question that you want to know right now. Until Zoom comes back up, any questions for me right now, I will be truthful. And I don't know when Zoom court will come back on, so if you do have that question that you would like to ask, let's see, Sovereign Dirt. Wouldn't it depend? Oh, he's asking one Galt question. There's a question for you, Mr. Galt. Why did I block Hez? I did not block Hez. It was probably a moderator that was looking out for me because they noticed a troll infestation, and Hez is a known troll. Okay? I mean, he does want to have legitimate conversations, but Hez, I don't think, is going to take offense to the fact that he is a known troll, right? So sometimes people get blocked when, so yeah, a moderator did it, and I don't know, you'd have to ask the moderator, but that's my guess. Don't block Hez. I'm having a blast watching both shows. Appreciate that, David Perello. This is the way we should watch this content, is together. Why did you block Hez? Asked and answered. I didn't do it. A mod did. You'd have to ask the mod. I don't know what he said. My mods, if you're a mod, then basically I don't question you. I might unblock the people that you blocked, once a month in a cleanse, but yeah, you'd have to ask the mod. Who the heck is Hez? Prairie. He's been a guest on the show a couple times, Prairie. You may have missed him, but Hez is a fun guy. Hez is a fun guy. He likes to have fun. He's just very, I don't know, uneducated on certain aspects. That's the way I see it. RK, if no topic is off limits, why won't you answer my questions? LOL. Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that question. what made you show up at KFAR's house? It was kind of a collection. It was just the universe working together that day. He pissed off Vegas Valley. Vegas Valley ordered a media hit job on him, and I was more than happy to carry out the media hit job, which is film them all over and hit them like with a couple full clips of like, digital content. That's what you got to do. You got to hit them up with a couple clips of digital content. Bah, 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 bah. Media hit job. So Vegas Valley ordered the hit on KFAR. And then my camera just so happened to carry out the, it was like a sniper assignment, you know what I mean? And my camera, I used it as a weapon. And I was like, guess what, motherfucker? Anyways, did that answer the question? Let's see. What's it like to be a broke, homeless middle? It's no fun with no future. I mean, if I had no future, then yeah, I mean, that would suck. But the thing is, the more people try to hurt me, the stronger I get, and the more it puts the right people in my life. So I'm actually fortunate to have certain things happen, although, I wouldn't choose this. But yeah, it's no fun to, not have money and be homeless. And I mean, how would you feel if you were homeless, you didn't have, money, right? That's a silly question. Hey, you missed my question. Are you doing this for money to pay child support? If somebody wants to show me how much child support I owe, I'll be happy to sit down and discuss it with them. Again, it's kind of like a personal matter that's a little inappropriate to ask here, Graham. So I'm happy that you asked such an inappropriate question here on a live stream. Thank you for asking the inappropriate question. Graham Gradfield wants to know about child support. Hopefully I'm not missing any questions. I told you I would try to answer anything. Didn't KFAR punk you though? I don't know. You watch the video. You tell me. You tell me. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't about punking it. It was just showing them it could happen, Like, hey. You got such nosy trolls, right? Hey, they got the chance to ask me what they want right now. I mean, you got the, oh, Zoom is starting back up. Hold on. Hello? Hello? I think that was a false alarm on the Zoom call, because now I'm back in the silly room. Huh. I wonder what they're doing. That would be interesting to find out what they're doing. What's up, Salacious? Salacious. Wow. If you're in here, Salacious, that's all I gotta say. You're welcome to be in here. Just try to behave, please. We try not to let slander on this channel. We are an anti-slander channel. The Josh Fox channel is for slander, okay? This channel is for serious type stuff, although I try to, make it amusing and entertaining. But yeah. Why can't you work? Do you have evidence that I don't work, Maggie K? That's what I would like to see. What makes you think I don't work? I'm working right now. I'm working a Zoom call and a live stream right now. So please explain to me what you mean by I can't work. If anybody says they're new, that could possibly mean that they're under a SOX count. There's somebody that's been kicked out of here before. Hey, I make assumptions all the time, guys. I mean, I make assumptions, and I realize that that's not a good thing to do. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of assumptions I make. Did you get your training from the man, the myth, the legend? Delete laws. No, but I heard he has an indestructible trifold. So just get your indestructible trifold. As a matter of fact, I should have got an indestructible trifold. I could have just set it up on the Zoom court date. I would have been good to go. Any other questions? Do you do any work other than YouTube? Yes. Of course I do. I've made videos of me at work. That's kind of a silly question at this point. I made videos of me at work. People have seen the condo that I work at. I do that. I do snow removal. I do a lot, you know. I don't do YouTube for steady source of income. It's just a side hustle for me, right? Like I only make a couple $100 a month. That's fine. I just want that amount to increase every month and keep putting out good short videos that get right to the point. I'm not new. Where's my wrench? Only wenches beg for wrenches. Unclean hands. Unclean hands. If you're going to come in here begging for a wrench, only wenches beg for wrenches, okay? So you are a stalker. I don't know if somebody's telling me I'm a stalker, but you'd have to define what stalking is because it'd be like 2 or more unwanted encounters, I think, something like that. I could be wrong. I hope they're not having ex parte communications about your case. Me too, John Denicola. John Denicola with the comment of the live stream. Now, whoever had the previous comment of the live stream, I think John Denicola may have taken it with that one. I hope they're not having ex parte communications about your case. Me too. Me too, because that's what I think happened in the last case. And I think this judge goes through so many cases, like he doesn't even remember me. Like, how can you not remember an arraignment that took 22 minutes? And this one's going to take even longer. If they dare to try to arraign me today, it's going to take probably an hour to arraign me. Because at this point, all the rules and all the things that I have to question are like the questions are insurmountable now. Anyways, while I'm still waiting for Zoom court to come back, let's see. Candid questions for me. Are you trolling Chili right now? I don't know. You know, I might playfully troll with Chili. But I don't know. Why are you asking? Why are you asking? Are you saying I should playfully troll with Chili? Is that what you're saying? Should we playfully troll each other's buttholes? We're not on Zoom, guys. We're not on Zoom. This is me on the live stream. Okay, so this is not going on the Zoom record. But let's see if we can get a couple other names on the record. Let's see if we can get you on the record, Unclean Hands. That way you can order a transcript, you get to autograph it, and then auction it off to your fans. How about that? If we can get Unclean Hands in here on a court transcript. What's up, our guy 936? Appreciate you coming in. If you are just coming in, I'm just waiting on my Zoom court date to keep going. Just waiting for them. Not much I can do. We discussed the recording, you know what I mean? It's good. Unless the Michigan Supreme Court charges me with contempt for live streaming this, then I think we're good. We're good. I mean, this is way more fun. Asking the questions of the judges is way more fun to interact with them than it is the cops. The cops are just too easy. Not to try to sound like, I mean, let's put it this way. The real problem isn't with cops. The real problem is with the higher branches of power in the government, right? Or I should say, like, the power structure, the root is the judicial system. Then the trunk is the legislative. Then the branches are the executive, right? And then the leaves are the cops that are out there, right? So we got to swing at this tree at the base, which is we got to get this corruption to stop. What I mean is incentivizing state-sanctioned extortion and then telling a cop, yeah, good job, you wrote all those tickets. Let's see if you can be more productive next month. That sort of stuff is what I'm talking about. I might have a problem with reading and comprehending law. I might have that problem. Which is why I ask people to treat me like a dummy and break it down for me and, you know, tell it to me like I'm stupid, because I'm just another student and I'm comparing notes with the other students so that us students, we can all get it right. Like, I want all of us students to pass the test, right? Like, all of us students. And it's going to take all of us good note takers, the ones that listened, the ones that heard the lecture from the legal professionals to tell you that jurisdiction is this. And then you, okay, let's compare notes. And you're like, well, the notes aren't adding up. We're getting a wide variety of responses here. Is this correct? Is this information correct? And then you start questioning. And that's what this is all about, is just questioning everything at this court and everything that's going on right now. The problem is you're comparing notes for students that are trying to their best to skirt responsibility. Okay, maybe that's true. Maybe they're trying to skirt responsibility, but what are they responsible for? Who did they hurt? Did they cause anybody loss, injury, or harm? Do they owe somebody an apology? Who do they owe an apology to, and and why? The person that they hurt or whoever they hurt, if they owe them an apology, then sure, We're just waiting on Zoom court, guys. What have you guys thought so far? We had anybody just coming in here or anybody watching this on the restream on Hez's show, which we have that audience plus my audience now. So that's great. We got more people watching over here than on Hez. So anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, we already had an appearance from Judge Slavin. So he already appeared. Here we go. Oh, nope. False alarm. They're probably putting me off to the last minute. But anyway, what was I saying? We already had Judge Slavin make an appearance. Let's see. We had the check-in clerk, who should know what to expect at this point. I've been here. I've checked in with her like 5 times. I think she should know how the check-in process goes with me. No disrespect intended for you. If like you're an aunt, uncle, brother, sister of hers, she doesn't know any better. She's just hired to work at court. She's a female and she doesn't question anything. She's just going to go along with it, right? She's just going to go, oh, okay, follow orders. So when she's checking people in, she's not like, hey, are we doing the right thing by charging these people money and extorting them for money? Are we doing the right thing here? So it's not her fault. But when she goes home at night, if she knew that's what her job was, maybe she would quit it. And then, I have nothing personal against her. If she quits her job, I could get along with her just fine. Well, let's see. Then we had me ramble on. Then I answered candid questions. So this live stream's had a little bit of everything. If you want to rewind to the beginning, I even covered what James Gazecki said he didn't understand are my legal arguments, but I wasn't making arguments. I was asking questions, and he couldn't answer the question. So if you want to see how that went, go ahead and rewind to the beginning of this, because I think that's very telling. Why do you insist on misquoting corpus delicti? Who said I was misquoting it? Mr. Gall, is corpus delicti, that's the body of evidence. It's to show that a crime took place, right? That's the reason for corpus delicti. But corpus delicti stands for body of evidence, is the literal translation, from my understanding. If I got that wrong, somebody let me know. BSBT, you need help, Chili? Are you saying I need Chili's help? Or are you saying I just need help in general? Or are you saying me and Chili both need help? Please clarify. Man, running a live stream and doing Zoom court, this is the way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone right here. I can make the content. I don't have to edit it later. I can just be like, hey, here's your content. Here you go. Jurisdiction has been established by you going to court. Griffey, Juan Galt already told you were incorrect on that, Griffey. See, this is where I start saying, okay, Griffey, if you're not going to get it, you're not going to get it, man. Just don't. You're better off not making a written record of the ignorance that you just said right there. You're just better off not saying anything. Well, I didn't say whether corpus delicti is applicable to a traffic violation, Mr. Gall. I said corpus delicti is body of evidence of a crime. It's body of evidence. That's the literal translation. If I got that incorrect, let me know. I'm not trying to say I didn't talk about its applicability. You're 100% wrong. You couldn't be any more wrong. Are you talking to me, Forgiven Jerry? How dare you? I am right 1% of the time. You know what I mean? I'm right 1% of the time. So maybe this is the 1% of the time that I'm right. What if this is the 1% of the time that I'm right? Just getting in now, getting ready to leave there. John DeNicola says, I don't want anybody's wrench. I am unlikely to kick anybody out barring outrageous behavior. Well, that's a good thing, David Perello. That would be like my standard. And then some of the mods for me kind of took it upon themselves because they were like, wow, the trolls are really trying to kill this channel. They're trying to kill the experience. So then I had mods that just were looking out for me and they were like, here, let's just mow down the trolls, get rid of them. They don't know how to act, right? So that's kind of the history of this channel. I let troll infestations run the roost and I wasn't paying attention. So then there were some mods that stepped up and did what was necessary to get rid of the people that just want to try to do something harmful to you. Yeah, doing something harmful, using the comment section to do something harmful to somebody, you know, that would be a standard to look at when debating whether to block somebody from your channel or whatever. Tones, that's not it, buddy. That's not it. I'm sorry, we ruled that out already. You know, if you don't think so, stop going to court. I stopped going to court in Clarkston. So does that mean they don't have jurisdiction now, Tones? See, that's where the logic train breaks down. That's where the logic train just goes rolling off the track. And you're an overthinker, Tones. Okay, Tones, you overthinker, you. Start thinking about jurisdiction a little bit differently, Tones. For crying out loud, dude. Like, we just debunked your claim that, you know, jurisdiction is proven because you go. No, because if you don't go, then does that prove that they don't have jurisdiction? So no, we ruled that one out already, man. Come on, keep up with the conversation. I didn't, Mr. Galt, corpus delicti is the elements that make up a violation. It is not an element of a traffic violation. Mr. Galt, I didn't say it was. I'm saying, is corpus delicti the literal translation body of evidence? Yes or no? Fuck. God damn. People are triggering me because they ask these questions. Anyways, let's keep going with the questions. I'm not really triggered, guys. I wish I could put your comments up on the screen. That's what I wish. But I'm stuck in the Zoom class on the main, you know, apparatus that I used to do all the recording with. That's not the issue, Tones. See, Tones, you're going off the logic trail. You're getting derailed, Tones. You said that the proof of jurisdiction, let's go back to your last comment, Tones. Your last comment was that the courts have jurisdiction because I show up. Because, so, not just I. Let's not make it personal about me. The courts have jurisdiction because somebody shows up. If that's true, then all they have to do is not show up and they don't have jurisdiction, right? I get what you're saying, Tones. You're going, there's a fork in this road, Tones, and you're going left, I'm going right. I'm going back to the question that originated this, right? Your original, or your observation, I should say, right? About people going, that's what proves jurisdiction. Let's go back to that, right? So if they don't go, the courts don't have jurisdiction. No, you can rule that out. Crying out loud, man. This class, we're using process of elimination, Tones. And you're trying to include how, because they're using courts of arms to prove their jurisdiction, that's not proof of jurisdiction, Tones. That's not factual evidence of jurisdiction, Tones. Not in a military court, not in an international court. Why? Why? Why is there a difference, Tones? Come on, man. Overthink something worth overthinking, dude. For fuck's sakes, man. Answer RK's question. Ooh, what is RK's question? What jurisdiction are you in if you are not in the jurisdiction of the court? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. What jurisdiction am I in? I guess it just depends. If you're in an international court, right? Or if you're in a military court, or if you're in a state court, or if you're in a federal court. So I guess it depends. Right now we're in the court of public opinion. And in the court of public opinion, you know, the court of public opinion is going to believe whatever they want to believe. I've seen that firsthand. Why do you Siths all drink from the same Kool-Aid, right? Wait, did I read that wrong? Why do you Siths all drink the same Kool-Aid? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If that's you, Fraud at Wrangler, just identify yourself. Just say, hey, it's Fraud at Wrangler, man. If you got blocked for a reason. My mods usually don't block somebody for no reason. Unless you know they're that pick-around guy, he might block somebody. Uh-oh, now we're starting in with the law discussion. Teresa's getting going. What are the 5 elements of a crime? Help. Mr. Galt, you really stumbled up. This is not going to be a good morning for you, Mr. Galt. If you try pretending to be dumb in this chat with certain people that are in here. Yeah, court of public opinion wouldn't be too kind to you, BSPT. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Besides, what's fair anyways, right? Like, I heard life is not fair. Like, it's 10 o'clock already, right? Like, it's 10:10, and I'm still on the Zoom call with court. For the 5th time, this is the second arraignment. For the 5th time, they've had me show up. Why do they need all these delays? Why? Right? Anyways, guys, if you want to avoid coming back time and time again, you can just hammer them on the fair and meaningful thing and say, hey, we got to make progress. Otherwise, you got to dismiss this today, right? I usually leave that question out because then I get to do content like this and we get to discuss these sort of things. No, it's getting delayed. There's the proceedings get delayed, that's for sure. But who delays them? I didn't ask for this court proceeding, so I can't delay it. Do you want me to ask for it to get dismissed right now? I will. I asked for them all to get dismissed. Like, hey, you can dismiss us right now with no controversy. There's no party on the other end of that courtroom that's going to be demanding justice. You could dismiss us with no controversy. Well, the only controversy at this point would be people wanting to see harm done to me. Isn't that a sad world that we live in? If people are like, oh, we want to see bad things happen to that guy. Please do not dismiss his charges. What I mean by there's no controversy is there's not somebody on the other side saying, hey, I didn't get justice today. Where are thousands of my supporters? I don't know. Maybe it's too early for them. It's 10:10 in the morning, Hopefully they have gainful employment. Hopefully they're doing okay in life. Yeah, so however many are watching over on his channel, appreciate that. Plus we got this many more. So how many people are watching me this morning? Right? I appreciate everybody. Even the trolls, even you trolls out there, I still appreciate you. I mean, I've got a trollish side to me too, right? We're all trolls on the inside. I would like to think. I don't know. I don't have any proof of that. Sexist much? I don't know. I've been called sexist by certain people. I don't know. I'm definitely for the guys, though. You know what I mean? Team guys. Pros before hoes, I think is the saying, right? Pros before hoes. I didn't fail basic math, no. I passed basic math, although I'd probably fail it now because I've been out of practice for so long. I appreciate you guys keeping me entertained with some of the questions. I wish I could put them up on the screen for you guys. They'll probably save my case for last. Yeah, if my battery doesn't die. What happens if the battery dies? Do they count this? That's an interesting question, right? What if I lost signal? Or what if my battery died on my phone? Would they count that as a failure to appear, and would they issue a warrant for your arrest, even though you haven't been convicted of a crime? What would happen then? Oh, Tones, now you're getting, did I trigger you, Tones? Know what I mean? Listen, your Schwartz is bigger than mine, Tones, okay? You're more of a man than me. I wish I could be like Tones. I wish I could have a pet Fezzington, okay? And I wish I could send my pet Fezzington to go with Kick so that Kick could molest Fezzington. Like Kick probably has done a million times. Fez has probably come back all full of jizz. You know? Fucking sick bastard Kick is. Kick is a sick bastard, you know that? I don't have any evidence that he did that. That's just kind of how I'm picturing it, that it went. But if you want that, Tones, fine. You're better than me in every way, Tones. You're a better person than me. You know, you're way smarter than me. You're probably more handsome, although you've never shown your face. I don't think you've ever shown your face. Okay? Is that what you wanted to hear this morning, Tones? Go ahead and clip those parts. Tones is better than me. Tones is a better man than me. Tones' Schwartz is bigger than mine. So secretly, I hate him. And secretly, I'm jealous of you, Tones. You are a good storyteller. It's just unfortunate that you use your storytelling experience to, portray the false narrative. That's what I don't like. We already knew that, fool. I think that's fraud at Wrangler. Anybody want to... Tube Socks, you want to weigh in, bud? Like, you want to just put your real name in there? Yeah, of course. This is where you guys should always come for your content because you'll get it live and as it happens, and it's good stuff. You know what I mean? You can rewind the stream. You can see what the public defender said before, what another public defender told me regarding jurisdiction. Then you can hear this current case with Judge Slavin coming on. I've answered a bunch of personal questions, and then we're basically still waiting here for the Zoom court. But I think it's been a fairly entertaining live stream, despite me being handicapped and having to try to pilot two things at the same time. Hopefully neither one of these things that I'm piloting is crashing. For some reason, it feels like I'm flying both of them just right today. Because live is where we do our best content. We do our best content live. Okay, well, I certainly appreciate that there, Tones. How about that? Good enough for you. I'm glad it was good enough for you, Tones. But maybe one of these days you'll stop being a state sympathizer and sympathizing and justifying and dismissing and defending all the disgusting actions of your oppressive government, increasingly oppressive government. Yes, the government has given people rights, like women's rights, or colored people have gotten rights, but they had those rights to begin with. So government had just taken them away, right? They didn't give them their rights. The rights didn't come from the government. I'm sorry, guys. Tones tried to make the equivalence that, this country's done more to restore freedom than it has taken freedom away. And first thing, would that be a true claim? Is that claim true? Has this government done more to put more freedoms on the table for more people than it's taken away? I would say no. I would say it took them to begin with. That's why they didn't have their rights, right? Like the civil rights movement, women's rights movement. So the government didn't have any business taking those rights. So the government can't grant those rights, right? But Tones, hope you're listening to this, bud, because I completely disagree with you. I don't think the American people are getting their freedoms back. I think they're having their freedoms snatched from constantly. And this is evidence of it right here. I can't even narrate loudly to a camera for my audience as I'm walking to a traffic stop without some guy putting his hands on me and kidnapping me and putting me in the back of a gangmobile and driving me to his little gang lair with his metal bars and his cages and his torture facility and the implied threat of violence from the state. And that's not very nice. It's not very nice at all. I'd like to request the discovery evidence, though, of the car ride from the gangmobile ride from the spot of the abduction to their gang lair. That would be priceless audio to get. Anybody wants to get that? I'm telling you, Well, if you're a troll channel, it won't be priceless because you're looking for like a guy like Auditing America to, you know, to go out there and, you know, like whine and cry for his freedom, or like Aim Against Press, you're going to want to listen to them whine and cry for their freedom. You won't get that on those recordings. Just fair warning. I'm just waiting for courts, guys. I'm just waiting for the court. Sue Bear, BSBT, why do you not pay child support? Well, somebody else asked an inappropriate question like that up there. And thank you for asking such an inappropriate question. I'll answer it honestly because I promise to answer personal questions honestly. Why do I not pay child support? Do you have any evidence that I don't? And then the kids that I do have, I have 3 of them. Which one should I pay the most for? The one that gets the least amount of money? You know, are you really interested in putting yourself in my personal affairs? And then what if I drop off money to mom all the time? What if I give mom money all the time? Whenever she asks, I pretty much give her money. Would that, how would you feel if you knew that there, Sue Bear? Right? But I promise to answer personal questions, even though they're highly inappropriate. Thank you for asking such an inappropriate question, Sue Bear. Normally, if I didn't offer to be this candid, I would tell you that's an inappropriate question. I wouldn't even answer it. So how dare you, right? Since we're being a clown, well, when I'm in court, okay, when I'm in court today, I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to ask questions. I want to know certain things. I have a right to be informed of the cause and nature of these charges. So let's discuss cause and nature of the charges. They had to refile the charges because they filed them incorrectly last time. So that tells me they don't even know the cause and the nature of the charges. If they did, they wouldn't have filed the case improperly last time and then dismissed it without prejudice when I told them I wanted it to be dismissed with prejudice because I had already been forced to go there by threats and duress and coercion. I've been forced to show up. So I show up. I'm ready for the fight. You're challenging me to the fight at the flagpole. We all show up to the flagpole, and then you back down? What the hell happened there? Now we got to go through all this again to set up another fight at the flagpole? Are you kidding me? This is just stupid, is what it is. This is just a waste of time, and they know it. Are you afraid your children might learn the definition of patricide? Well, what? Killing a parent? You think my kids want to kill their parent? What is patricide? You know, I guess I'm not privy on my terminology. I know homicide is killing somebody, right? Patricide, is that a parent or a parent killing a kid? Something like that? I don't know. What is patricide? And then I'll answer. Who's this at the flagpole? Well, the fight at the flagpole is basically what happens in court, right? Like the prosecutor says, hey, I want to fight you at the flagpole. I'm going to take on you and I'm going to just beat your face in at the flagpole. And then you say, okay, challenge accepted. Let's fight at the flagpole. Then everybody shows up to the flagpole and then somebody backs down. The fight doesn't happen, right? That's what happened last time I went to court. We went to court. Everybody was supposed to be there. Everybody was there from what I could tell. I don't know. I didn't have a witness list. But then they backed down from the fight. They backed down from the fight. They said, no, we're dropping this charge and refiling 3 separate charges. I think, and I don't know because all I can do is speculate. I think what they were thinking is, okay, we'll triple the intimidation, right? We'll triple the threats. And then that'll get the guy to finally come to his senses and realize that he has to plead guilty to doing something wrong when he knows he was engaged in constitutionally protected activity and there's no way to convict him of a crime unless we want to be oath violators. maybe that answered the question. I think I'm getting a little too far behind on personal questions, but this is personal question time. Is that why you assault women, Josh? No, I don't assault the women. No. You know, I've had to remove people from my house several times, but I try to, you know, try not to be rough about it, right? Would you rather have cops come and like haul people off? I don't want cops doing it either, you know? They tend to ramp up the torture. Yeah, that's about correct, David Perillo. Yeah, it's not really a fair fight, you know. Ordinary person without tens of thousands of dollars has no chance to win. Yeah, that seems to be the way the system is set up, you know. And then you got guys like me who are doing this free of, you know, I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm just trying to use this as a learning tool, you know. Yes, I meant a court hearing was the fight at the flagpole analogy. I heard Paul from Paul Unslaved use that, and that's a perfect analogy to describe what happens at court. These folks want to challenge you to a fight. You show up for the fight, and then they back down. Why would they back down? Do I have a conviction for domestic battery? Well, yes, and I've discussed that plenty of times. So why rehash it over and over again? You know, I explained it way more times than I probably should. But anyway, you know, if somebody wants to believe whatever they want to believe, go ahead and believe whatever you want to believe, I guess, at this point, right? The learning tool is only viable if you learn, right? Well, Mr. Gull, I'm just a student of life, you know what I mean? And with my age, I'm not getting smarter. You know, the cognitive faculties, I guess, start to wear off after a little while, don't they? So I guess what I'm trying to say, Mr. Gold, is I'm left with the pieces that I got. We're going to try to put them back together, you know? We're going to try to make this work. Because that's all you can do is try. Well, maybe people do refuse to take personal responsibility. There's a lot of folks that are refusing to take personal responsibility. A lot of them, right? But what good does it do to sit there and dwell on who did what and why? It's like, how should we act tomorrow, right? How should we act tomorrow? I know tomorrow I should be productive and do something productive and not waste 2 hours now of my time at a Zoom court. So unless they're going to compensate me for my time, then I'll stay here all day. They want to compensate me for my time. I'm not teaching anything, Griffey. I'm saying, like, you can see somebody, like, even if it's my failures, right? Like, if you can see my failures, it's a learning tool, right? You can learn from the mistake that was made, right? I'm not trying to be arrogant or, you know, sound silly about that. I hope I'm not sounding too crazy, but ESPT, if you are in control, have Hazuki unblocked for one question, or someone else running your show. No, I can't unblock people right now. He's enemy. So if he's got a question, you know, then I guess maybe he can ask you to ask it. News Now enemy, since you have no problem being the little errand boy for Hez. I mean, it could be a stream of what not to do in court. Absolutely. I mean, depends. If they go ahead and dismiss this, then it might be okay. Here's what you can do. If they delay it and then something bad ends up happening, you could use it as, hey, this is what not to do. Or maybe you could use it as, oh my God, this is like why this shouldn't happen ever. So I guess no. I guess time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. Well, yeah, I mean, I could close this down. What would happen if I close the Zoom call down? Would they give me a failure to appear and put a warrant out for my arrest? All I know is this is taking forever. It's like, come on, let's go. I got stuff to do today. Come on. What else you guys want to talk about? News Now Voodoo is here. What's up? Good job blocking Blackheart Knight, hearing that. Thanks for backing me up. Oh, you're welcome, News Now Voodoo. Yeah, those trolls, the trolls have a bad habit of spitting out slander. That's what I know. Trolls have a really bad habit of spitting out slander. See, and then it's silly stuff like this that we come back to. Nikoti is late to the party. Nikoti, the jurisdiction is named right on your ticket. Like, you just have to have reading comprehension. Okay, Nikoti, I'll hand you that ticket. Please use a highlighter and please highlight where the word jurisdiction is on the traffic ticket. Please highlight where it talks about jurisdiction on a speeding ticket. Please. Please highlight that area for me, Nikoti. And what do you think you're going to do if you're on the stand in a court of law and I hand you a highlighter and I ask you to highlight on the ticket? Mr. Gall, you can play this game too. Mr. Gall, since we got here, you're a legal expert, right? Where would you highlight on my speeding ticket or on the ticket, not speeding ticket, but just the ticket in general? The piece of paper that's printed off by a public service agent that's given to you to extort money from me. Where on that document would you highlight where it discusses jurisdiction? Mr. Gall. Tube Socks, you talk a lot like Fraud at Wrangler. And if you're Fraud at Wrangler, just come out and say you're Fraud at Wrangler, man. Hey, I did like how Hazuki misspelled your name, though, on when he had you on the show. It was Frauditor Wrangler, which I thought was hilarious, you know, because you're Fraud at Wrangler, right? Or are you Frauditor Wrangler? I mean, either way, you wrangle fraudits or frauditors. So you got to go wrangle up Kfar. He's a frauditor. You got to go wrangle up, let's see. Who's another good frauditor that's out there? Who else used a camera? Kevin used a camera. I don't think Kick has used a camera yet, so he's not a frauditor yet. I mean, he has frauditor tendencies, but let's see, who else is a frauditor? Trying to think. Dr. Dave is a frauditor. He used a camera, right? I don't think he went out and did any audits, so no. Oh, Kate from Masshole, she turned into an auditor. She went live, right? She went live at Applebee's. She turned into a frauditor. Team Skeptic was frauditing with her. So you had Team Skeptic, you had Kate from Masshole. They both did fraudits. Kfar did a fraudit, right? Who else in the frauditor category? It is Frauditor Wrangler. Well, go to his YouTube channel and check out and tell me what it says, because I think it says Frauditor Wrangler. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. Yeah, but Mr. Galt, what I'm saying is highlight on the ticket. Highlight. Just use the highlighter and say where it even talks about jurisdiction. I'll give you a spoiler alert here, Mr. Galt. It doesn't discuss jurisdiction whatsoever on the ticket. Frauditor Troll, oh my goodness, look at this. We have content creators showing up today. We got Tones Overthinks It. We got Frauditor Troll in here. How's it going, man? I'm just joshing here. We're doing court date here. We got Zoom court right now. Man, I'm running a live stream and I'm doing Zoom court right now, Frauditor Troll. Are you impressed? I'm piloting 2 ships at one time. I mean, if those ships sink, I guess you wouldn't be impressed. But, you know. Skipper was on your show. He seemed like an alright dude, Frauditor Troll. No, the right to travel thing, you know, Frauditor Troll, it's more of private capacity versus public because those two get conflated all the time as public and private capacity. And so traveling, just from my understanding, shows that you're operating in your private capacity, right? Or driving, operating, traveling, whatever, moving your property, whatever you want. Oh, we're going into. Nope, false alarm. False alarm. Anyways, what was I talking about? If there's something you want me to hit on, I can't promise that I'll answer it, but, you know, Zoom could interrupt at any time. But Frauditor Troll, good to see you in here. It's too bad I sent you that information on your buddy Kick and you're not willing to call him out. Frauditor Troll. Like, that's even worse than stealing an orange. You know, accusing somebody, a serious accusation of, like, killing their baby mama. Like, that's a big, serious accusation, Frauditor Troll. And that's the type of accusation that you'll stand behind. And then when you see something about it, you won't say anything. Like, your silence is deafening, right? So, Frauditor Troll, you care to explain that one? But we got Frauditor Troll in here. We got Juan Galt. Let's see. Tones Overthinks It was in here earlier. We got Hesry streaming us. I think that's it for content creators. But, you know, if there's any other content creators in here, feel free to announce yourself. I think we got Fraud at Wrangler here under a stock account. That would be crazy because I think he's in Texas, so he'd be at 8:30 Texas time, or maybe it's 7:30. I don't know. I think they're on Central time. But, you know. Can you share your screen for Zoom court? This is the best I can do for you guys. Here. Hold on. That's the best I can do. Just show you. That's where we're at. So you can see on Zoom court, right? And then, of course, I have to stay huddled over here because I didn't charge one of my devices. So I hope you guys are digging this live stream. It's been 2.5 hours. Now you know why court is such a pain in the ass, right? Wasted 2 hours. Could have been a productive day. I got owned in court. Possibly. I've had a couple losses, you know what I mean? Like, I've had a couple times where I wasn't at my sharpest. But for the most part, I've had 2 cases dismissed. I've had 1 case that's still ongoing. This case now ongoing as well, so. Wonder if you're not out of court because you're acting like a clown? Oh, how am I acting like a clown? You guys heard what Judge Slavin said, right? Was I acting like a clown? I think I was acting perfectly respectful questions and raising very valid issues, right? I tried telling him that Kevin Farrar violated his rules, and Kevin Farrar believes in those rules. Like, Kevin Farrar, he loves all those laws and those rules. He loves them all. He is such an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. It shocked me that Kevin Farrar would actually violate what that judge said. And you heard that judge earlier. The judge said, if you saw all your friends jump off a cliff, right? So he compared what K-Far did to jumping off a cliff. Like, he compared it to bad behavior. So Kevin Farrar, you jumped off a cliff, and I'm jumping off that cliff with you, buddy. I'm right here recording it, like we're doing it together, bud. No, I didn't ask the judge about subject matter jurisdiction. I did basically, I don't know. You'd have to go listen to Judge Slavin. I think it was very telling. At least he didn't try to play dumb, like he didn't know what corporate select I was. He didn't understand that, you know, there has to be factual evidence of jurisdiction. He didn't play dumb, so that's a good sign. I'm used to the judges playing dumb. What productive things have I been doing today if you weren't in court? Do you honestly want to know the answer to that, Katie Z? I've got 2 projects going right now, and I can't finish them fast enough. So I'm actually looking for somebody that could be a helper and help me out because I've got more work than I can get to right now. My fear is that I'm not going to be able to get to the work fast enough, and then I'm going to lose out, and then people are going to hire somebody else. But that's okay if that happens. I'm just saying it would be good to have help. Anyways, this is starting to get a little ridiculous. My phone battery might die, actually. Who knows? Do I believe that I have true friends that won't betray you at the best opportunity? I don't know. I mean, how do you expect me to answer that? You know, do I believe I have true friends that won't betray me at the best opportunity? You know, I'd like to think that I would like to think not. I really would. You know, maybe I'm still naive in some sense because I still give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, like, hey, until you've betrayed me, until you've made me feel betrayed. Once you made me feel betrayed, it's like, man, I can't look at you any different. You know what I mean? Like, there's a shocking moment of betrayal that it's like you don't see those people the same ever again. You know, so I guess to answer that question, I would hope things would be, you know, I hope there's still faith in humanity. There's people that give me faith in humanity right now. You know, is it true that I violated Fezzington? No, he was sent to Kick. Kick got Fezzington, and I have no evidence that Kick molested Fezzington, but I believe that's what Kick does with everything, is he molests it. And he's a dirty, scummy person. I appreciate you guys waiting it out with me. Oh, here we go. Nope. False alarm again. Why do you waste the court's time and just do your time? Well, hey, I'll make the court a deal today that I will plead guilty. As soon as they show me the factual evidence of jurisdiction, I will plead guilty and I will accept the maximum punishment. As long as they just give me the factual evidence of jurisdiction, as long as they produce it, I will plead guilty today and accept the maximum punishment. I'm not going to waste anybody's time anymore. Okay? We're done wasting time. I'm just going to plead guilty today. How about that? As soon as they provide me that factual evidence of jurisdiction, I'm willing to plead guilty instantly. You heard I was doing naughty things. Why would you be asking about the naughty things I do behind the Wendy's for money and illicit substances? Do you have any sick fantasies you want to talk about, Tube Socks? I think Tube Socks is talking about their fantasies right there. That's what I think. Well, the courts have jurisdiction. Okay, well, case settled. Taipan says courts have jurisdiction. They have jurisdiction. Why did my public defender, the attorney, say if they have factual evidence of jurisdiction? Why did she say if they have factual evidence? Like, Fraud Wrangler. Thanks, bud. Because when you played that on your live stream, I saw it and I was like, holy shit. That public defender just said if they have jurisdiction. She didn't say, oh, they have jurisdiction like we have Taipan trying to claim right now. So Taipan, I think, is incorrect. If it's slander, why don't you sue? Because suing would be like absolutely last resort fraud, UK transparency. You know what I mean? That's absolute last resort is to have somebody sued for slander, right? Like, just hopefully they would knock off the slander. That's what I would hope for, is they would just stop doing it. Why does it have to be the word jurisdiction on the ticket? Well, if that's where they're going to tell you the factual evidence of jurisdiction is, wouldn't it be nice to have that word right there on what they're claiming is the factual evidence of it? Like on your enlistment document, it says you are under the jurisdiction of the U.S. UCMJ. I think it's Code of Military Justice, Universal Code of Military Justice, or Uniform Code of Military Justice, one of those two. Right? You're under the UCMJ. You sign it and they say you're under the jurisdiction of UCMJ. It's important in military courts. Why wouldn't it be important in a state court? The ticket doesn't have to say jurisdiction. Well, okay, well, where how else would you get proof of jurisdiction if it doesn't even say the freaking word jurisdiction? For fuck's sakes. Yeah, Salacious, and he can say whatever he wants to you, and you can't time him out here. Doesn't that suck for you, Salacious? Doesn't it really suck for you, Salacious, that David can type his rhetoric here, and he can feel free to do so? Because guess what? He seems like an alright guy to me. And Salacious, you seem like an angry troll to me, Salacious. I could be wrong, but you seem like an angry little troll. You know what I mean? Like, you're not funny. You're just trying to be rude and, like, just an asshole. Well, of course, military courts operate differently, Mr. Gall. Duh. Well, yeah. But why is the jurisdiction argument? Why is there so little confusion to jurisdiction in military court versus state court? How about that then? How come there's so much more confusion? Right, David Frillo. Yeah, you can disagree with the trolls, and then they'll treat it that they'll be so angry. Like, it's like we're all mob mentality here. We are all mob mentality. If you're not with the mob, oh my goodness, they want to lynch you and just beat you. And they'll time you out for silly things like asking a question like, have you ever heard the song Fuck the Firefighters? I got timed out of a chat for asking that question. Have you ever heard a song that says Fuck the Firefighters? And still to this day, I've got no justification on why that was such an inappropriate question to ask and why I got timed out. But all I know is the guy that timed me out still hasn't learned, like, the overall lesson of that. Even though I tried to explain it to him a million kajillion times, right? But who am I? Maybe they don't need me to explain shit to them. What's up, New York Public Tour? Yeah, they're a little insane over on Hez's show. Yeah, guys, we're a little more sane over here on this channel. Don't get me wrong, it can get insane at times. It can get crazy. Occasionally you'll see a Morbido, or occasionally you'll see a judge flip out. I don't know what's going to happen today. It's already close to 11 o'clock. We've gotten nowhere. As a matter of fact, we've gotten further away from where we need to be today, if you ask me, in my opinion. The ticket has the address. That is what proves jurisdiction. It doesn't have to say jurisdiction. Oh, so physical address, right? What if somebody has diplomatic immunity? You know what they're going to do with that ticket? They're going to wipe their ass with that ticket and flush it down the toilet. So that can't be the correct answer. We can rule that one out. See, we're using Socratic method and process of elimination here to rule out the incorrect answers. So that is incorrect, because if somebody has diplomatic immunity, I have a video of a cop that was talking about how annoying people with diplomatic immunity are, because like you can't do anything to them. So do those cops have jurisdiction over that guy with diplomatic immunity? And forget whether I have diplomatic immunity or not, but how do you know somebody doesn't have diplomatic immunity? It's on you to prove that they don't. See, I knew that. See, I predicted the question right there. You don't have diplomatic immunity. I didn't say I did have diplomatic immunity. Rewind. You're not listening. I didn't say I have diplomatic immunity. I said, what about people with diplomatic immunity? I have a video of a cop that says these guys with diplomatic immunity are so annoying, right? Yeah, give that guy a ticket and then use the highlighter to show where it happened. That guy could care less. He could care less. Your highlighter does no good. Your ticket does no good. It didn't prove anything. It didn't prove jurisdiction. The issue of the ticket is the proof that they need to have jurisdiction. If that's what you believe, Griffey, I'm not going to argue with you this morning, Griffey. If that's what you believe, bud, then that's what you believe, right? There's a reason these judges, they know better. No, the burden of proof is not on me. The burden of proof is not on me to prove jurisdiction. It's not on me. For fuck's sakes, that's one thing I think we can all agree on, is that the burden of proof is not on me. And if we can't, then we're at a disagreement. That's where it derails with one goal too. The burden of proof is not on me. The burden of proof is on them. They have to prove their case. They have to prove every element of their case. Which one of those elements is jurisdiction? That tyrant and his free speech. Well, hey, I use my free speech, and look, people try to lock me in a cage. People try to take away my freedom, take away they want to put me in with, violent people. They want to, put me in an environment that's not conducive to anything productive for me. They want to try to take me away from, life as I know it. They want to rob me of my freedom. Any normal relationships that I might have, any work opportunities I might have. They'll try to take that away from me for exercise of free speech. Are you kidding me? Mr. Galt, that's not, you got to rewind earlier, Mr. Galt, because I already went over this with the public defender. But that's not what the public defender said. She said that if the prosecutor can provide the factual evidence of jurisdiction. She said if they can, not, hey, what is that? Not, hey, they already have it. It's on you to prove otherwise. She didn't say that. Oh. Well, we're still waiting for Zoom court. Okay, maybe that's true that somebody with diplomatic immunity has to show diplomatic immunity to get out of the jurisdiction. But what I'm saying is, it shows you that that's not correct, though. It shows you that you can use process of elimination to rule that out, that the geographic area gives the jurisdiction. You can rule that one out. That's not correct. That's an incorrect answer. The logic trail comes to a dead end at that question. I don't know. Hopefully I'm explaining this the way it should be explained. I'm not good at explaining this. There's a lot of other people that are way better at explaining it than me. I'm just giving you the Cliff Notes version as I understand it. People can be rude to me, Salacious. People are rude all the time. I actually appreciate people that are rude to me. It kind of tells me that they're being genuine. You know what I mean? If I'm so confident I'm right, why not hang up? Because of the coercive threat of violence, man. Come on. Why does anybody show up? Because of the coercive threat of violence, man. Are you serious? That's like the silliest question that's been in here all day. We've had two really good questions today, and we've had one really silly question. That was probably the silliest question of them all. Like, why are you showing up for this? Why would anybody show up? It's not because I have somebody to apologize to. That's for damn sure. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't cause anybody loss, injury, or harm, so I have nobody to apologize to. Yes, the tough questions on every show. Good, David Perella. That's awesome, man. You know, somebody should be asking the tough questions. Like one question that KFAR keeps missing is like, you know, he'll let my sister and my brother-in-law say whatever they want on his show, and he won't question it. Like he won't call out the most basic. He'll get conflicting answers from them, and instead of saying, "Hey, wait, you just gave me conflicting answers," he'll go along with whatever they say. I can give you an example, right? My brother-in-law saying he punched me in the face on Memorial Day to protect my daughter from parental kidnapping, so he was the hero. Then in official court paperwork, he says he reacted poorly that day. So now, instead of Kevin Farrar going, "Hey, did you react poorly or did you react like the hero? Did you act like the hero or react poorly? Which one was it? So did you lie in official court paperwork or are you lying to us now? Which one are you lying?" Instead of challenging the credibility of his source, man, he just accepts whatever they say to him as fact. Now, we'll see if we can get Kevin Farrar's name on record today. I got no problem shouting out Kevin Farrar. He already infiltrated my family. I mean, he's already, you know, basically proven himself to be the scummiest of scum. Like just going with stories that people tell you that are unsubstantiated or unsubstantiated portions of the story that they tell you. You're given the opportunity every day to act like a civilized adult, but you can't seem to raise to the occasion or rise to the occasion. So, like a petulant child, I put you in read only mode. Okay, go for it. Still waiting. Yes, John Denicola, we are still waiting for Zoom court. This entire time babbling has just been me babbling. I wish I could put your guys' comments up on the screen. Occasionally I'm reading chat. Occasionally I'm answering questions. I'm trying to do two things at once right here. I'm trying to pilot the live stream and pilot, you know, my Zoom date. So hopefully this is going about as smooth as you can. If you guys are just coming in and you're bored, you can rewind to the beginning. I played the audio from the first public defender, which was pretty telling. Then another public defender that was pretty telling. And then Judge Slavin gave some interesting answers today to my questions. He's already made an appearance. So if you're just tuning in, you're bored, I get it. It's not the most exciting live stream. We're waiting for Zoom court. But at the beginning, I did play some content, right? So you can rewind it, watch that. Maybe go check out one of my shorts. Please share the shorts, right? If you guys can do one thing for me, if you're a fan of this channel, pick a short video, go to it, and then share it to some of your friends. Like share it to everybody in your Facebook profile and ask them to share it too. If you guys can help me spread the word, that would be great. Shut up, Josh. Highlighting comments is super easy. Why must lie for everything? No, I can't highlight comments right now because I'm a guest on the show. I don't have control of the show right now. I backed out of that so I could use that phone to log into Zoom Court. And while you're on Zoom Court, you can't pilot the live stream. Why would I lie about that anyways? That's kind of silly, man. So no, I can't bring up your comments because I'm on Zoom on the phone that I would need to do that from. Yeah, I can't do it on this stream. It's not that I can't bring up comments at all. I'll be able to bring up comments after I get out of Zoom Court. I'll be able to bring up comments. Why am I questioning jurisdiction? Well, shouldn't you question these things? Katie said, "What's so wrong about questioning jurisdiction? Why is that such an offensive thing to question?" First off, like that's what I think is the more interesting question: is why do so many people react, like they're offended when you question jurisdiction? Is it possible it revolves around a belief and there's no factual evidence of it? I mean, like I said, you could sit here all day and talk about defining jurisdiction, what it is, and all that stuff. But I'm more interested in just seeing the factual evidence of jurisdiction. That's a clear distinction. Two totally different things. I thought Judge Slavin's part earlier in this live stream was pretty interesting. I mean, I think it was extremely interesting. If you guys want to rewind and check for when Joseph Slavin was talking. I'm just curious if it was on a border of a country or something like that. Yeah, I mean, jurisdiction, geographic area usually plays into jurisdiction. You got to know where you're talking about. The way I understand it is there's personal matters jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction. And subject matter jurisdiction is where, you have to know what's the subject of this, and people can't be subjects because otherwise you'd live in a monarchy, and supposed to live in a free society. So you're supposed to be presumed innocent of jurisdiction. We all know that that's not the case. Or I would think we all know that that's not the case. So were you in the jurisdiction? It's just you want them to prove it. No, I want them to prove. I'm looking for the link between the codes that they have written down, the laws, statutes. Well, they call them laws as one general vague word, right? But they're statutes, codes, ordinances, whatever, right? This is a city ordinance, I believe. What facts do they have that links that city ordinance to me? That's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for the physical proof, the factual evidence of jurisdiction that links those codes to me. Yeah, that's why I don't go with like subject matter jurisdiction. I don't really go into subject matter jurisdiction or personal matter jurisdiction. I just ask to see the factual evidence of jurisdiction. So I don't. You're right. You're not going to win. Arguing what subject matter jurisdiction is. You'll never win that argument. So just ask to see proof of the jurisdiction. Oh, we had Dummy Kruger in here earlier, guys. I forget. We had Dummy Kruger, we had Frauditor Troll, we had Tones Overthinks It, Juan Galt's in here. All kinds of people are kind of interested to see what goes on in these court dates live for the world to see. You're right, Mr. Galt. I don't get it. I'm a dummy. I'm a big fat dummy, and you got to break it down for me a million times and tell me like I'm a child. That's what you have to do with me. You have to break it down. I've realized this in life, you know. I don't believe anything people tell me anymore, you know? Like I just don't believe it. It's like, hey, let me see it. Let me see it. Doesn't your physical presence establish jurisdiction? Does it? Does physical presence and physical location prove jurisdiction? I would argue that it doesn't. But then again, better off just asking the question, you know, show me the factual evidence. Or, you know, where is the factual evidence? Oh. I was almost kicked out of the breakout room. I was almost kicked out of the breakout room just now. Oh, here we go. I think we're getting ready to go.
Can everybody hear me? Yes, they can. Okay, so I'm going to, because the Zoom has already kicked my court recorder out like 5 times. It's kicked the court-appointed attorney out like too many times to count, and so you can't even meaningfully hear or talk with people in the breakout room. So for each of the individuals, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up for a new date because I'm having too many Zoom difficulties, and I want to make sure you have access to justice in the fullest extent. And hang on one second. All right, so as I call your name, I just want to make sure you hear me and understand me, that you're going to be getting the new court date, and hopefully the internet or whatever's making Zoom wonky today, I have no idea. Sunspots, who knows? Mr. Joshua Lanto, I'm going to be sending out a new court date for your arraignment and pretrial, okay, sir? Mr. Joshua Lanto, can you hear me?
Are you expecting me to answer?
I'm expecting you to respond if I'm speaking to you, sir. Can you hear my voice?
I can hear your voice.
Okay. I'm going to be sending out a new notice for the new date for your arraignment and pretrial, okay?
So we have to do this all over again?
You're getting a new date for arraignment and pretrial. Yes, I don't have the ability to have your court-appointed attorney speak with you meaningfully. So I'm not going to violate your constitutional right to be able to meet with an attorney. So you're going to be getting a new court date in the mail, sir. Have a good day.
And just for the record, I have the right to a meaningful hearing?
Everybody does. It's called due process. Have
Okay.
a good day, sir.
Thank you. Well, what do you guys what do you guys think of that? So, I guess that concludes court for this morning. What did you guys think? I mean, other than a lot of me babbling. I understand that I was just killing time. Wait here, let me just go in so we can hold on, guys. I'm going to be joining you. You don't have the right to tell them when your hearing is. How dare you question my authority? How dare you question any of them judges? You dirty scumbag, you! How dare you challenge any of the laws we've enacted in our area, in our society? Jeez, oh, jeez. Ah, that shit's gonna trigger me. See? It's gonna trigger me. All right, hold on. All right, let's get rid of that fake profile right there. That was a different broken. They had a different broken in their cyber web of online Zoom jurisdiction. Who knew who was there? I didn't respond to a name. So how do they even know I was there? Fuck. Anyways, guys, what most intelligent thing you said? Mr. Galt, come on. Come on. Just because, never mind. I'm not going to say it here. I'm working on being more savvy and sophisticated. I'm working on being savvy and sophisticated, Mr. Galt. So I'm not going to respond to that. But you can rewind to see what Judge Slavin said. And then, here, let's see. Let's talk about the jurisdiction thing for anybody just coming in, right?
That you will be asking for a jury trial if, in fact, she is able to establish that.
Yeah.
That you will be asking for a jury trial if, in fact, she is able to establish that.
Yeah.
Just relay that you will be asking for proof that she does have jurisdiction. Just relay that you will be asking for proof that she does have jurisdiction. That you will be asking for a jury trial if, in fact, she is able to establish that.
Yeah.
That you will be asking for a jury trial if, in fact, she is able to establish that.
Yeah. If she is able to establish that she has jurisdiction. That was an older case. That was a case for disorderly conduct, which was dismissed. And I have a funny feeling that pretty soon these charges might go bye-bye and might get dismissed. But I don't know. I have one thing I've realized is that, predicting the future can be tricky sometimes. It can be very tricky. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I think I'm going to shut this bad boy down. But maybe we can open this up to a panel if we do another live stream soon. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Did you guys like that? If you're just getting in here, if you haven't seen, Judge Slavin made a couple appearances. You can rewind the live stream to check it out. And then I also played, well, here, let me show you what I'm talking about. I also played the audio from the attorney that you see in this clip here, and I have that full audio. All you have to do is rewind this stream, and you can see it for yourself. But here is what this attorney said, and I played the full audio of the meeting we had prior to him saying this right here.
People versus Lanto.
Your Honor, James Gizicki, I'm asking the court right now if I could withdraw on this matter. I don't think I could adequately help Mr. Lanto in his legal arguments because I'm not familiar with the issues in it. And I'm just asking the court if I can withdraw.
He's asking the court if he can withdraw. I asked him some simple basic questions, the same questions I asked that other public defender, that other public defenders seemed to be able to answer those questions and didn't take offense to them. James Gizicki somehow took offense to them and didn't seem to understand the questions. And I asked the same questions as I did of the other public defenders. So go ahead, rewind if you want to see what was said with him. If you guys are interested in this sort of stuff, if you're just tuning in to see bad things happen to somebody else, well, sorry to disappoint you today. You didn't get to see me held in contempt. You didn't get to see anything wild or crazy. But I did push the envelope a little bit. I thought we got some very telling answers from Judge Slavin himself. Anyway, I hope that was entertaining for you guys. That's all I got to say. David Perillo, thank you for being here. Oh, what the hell is up with the blue line flag? Well, let's not get out of here so quick. Let me show you. This blue line flag, right? And then you see the picture in the background, like the backdrop. of the studio right there. It's got a blue line flag down there. You see the blue line flag in the avatar. And this is where the blue line flag originated. Or not originated, I shouldn't say it that way, but let me see. That sparked this discussion because I posted a picture of the flag with thoughts question mark on Facebook. So I posted a picture of those flags. I asked for thoughts on Facebook, and wouldn't you know it, the first person to respond right there, Liliana Barska, and that's what she had to say about the picture that you see, or the blue line flag that you see. And then it sparked a little discussion between me and her and a couple other people. And so that's the flag in a nutshell. Thank you for asking that. Hopefully did that answer your question? Go through a few more comments. As long as I'm getting interesting questions. Yeah, you hate the damn thing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I see it as a gang symbol. You know, I chose to use it as the avatar because sometimes, you know, you have to look at what you hate constantly to kind of maybe see if there's something you can learn about yourself in that. You know what I mean? So it's a learning experience for me. Hope that explained it. I would agree with this comment. But yeah, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got some things to do, but thank you for coming in. David Perello, Teresa Lynn, appreciate you being in here. Juan Galt, here you go. They will prove it at trial. No, I've been told it can be dealt with at any stage of the proceeding. We had, Blackheart Knight is a content creator, was in here, right? So we got a lot of content creators that visited us this morning. We got Tones, we got Hez that was restreaming us. We definitely got a ton of content creators that were interested in seeing what was going on in here. So I hope there was something valuable that you got out of this live stream. And I got stuff to do, so I'm going to get out of here. So love you guys. Thank you for being here.